You wanna go back to a place where we can hide. You from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome everyone to AMD Ryzen and Windows 11 present the Esports Club Challenger Series for Valorant, powered by Crucial alongside our broadcast partner Loco. I'm CCV, joined alongside Kirito, and we are bringing to you the wildcard finals. So we've had over hundreds and hundreds of teams registering for the Challenger Series. We had more than 1,000 players in total. Now we're just down to 9 teams, out of which 8 will be moving on forward into the group stages. 7 teams are already locked in. Today, we have the wildcard finals. These teams, they had a very, very good journey in the open qualifiers that we had held. Yet at the final stages, they had fallen short. But we've given them, the second redemption. We have given them the second chance to make their name, to get into the group stages again, where they can fight against the 7 best teams in South Asia for a spot in the LAN that we'll have in August. So one best of 3 Kirito, 2 teams, 1 winner. How are you feeling right now?
It's getting exciting. The stakes are getting higher, and the teams are going to do everything they can to stay in this tournament because right now, as you said, it's the wildcard grand finals. You don't want to lose this, and you don't want to give away your opportunities. So let's take a look at the schedule to see what the matches that we that are going to be happening tonight. And I mean, first of all, the LAN event itself is just getting me hyped up because LANs are
Exactly.
always fun. The fact that you are going to be there in the stage alongside a crowd to play on and everything, that's going to make things even more exciting, and that's going to hype up the game so much more. So these teams are going to try everything they can to get into that event, and that the things start today with the wild card for grand finals. The winners are going to be continuing through and joining the other teams that have already locked in their positions.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be amazing. Wildcard stages are here. The final day of the wildcard, a single best of 3. That's it. Tomorrow, 24th of July, we'll be having a break. No Valorant matches, but here at the Esports Club, you'll find various other matches being broadcasted, various other tournaments going on, streamer showdowns, professional other esports titles. But anyways, we have the group stages. Top 4 teams, they'll be playing all for the same prize during our LAN event. And what exactly is the prize? Let's have a look at the breakdown of the prize pool that we have on offer for the Challenger Series. 15 lakh
Ooh.
rupees to offer. The winners, the winning team, they'll be going home with 7 lakh and 50,000 rupees. Runners up, 4 lakh for their side. The team that gets podium position, third place, 2 lakh 50,000. Kirito, everyone mentions this, and honestly, it's one of my personal favorite prizes as well. It's the MVP prize. It is a single player getting a 1 lakh rupees. The player that has the best performance in the Challenger Series. You've got to be pitch perfect in order to receive this. And I will really be excited to see who exactly is it going to be. We have so many contenders here in South Asia, all eyeing for that MVP prize, not just for the first place, of course, with their teams, but individually gunning for that 1 lakh prize as well. So, yeah, prize pool is going to be, I mean, really up for the grabs, and the teams, they have a lot to play for. So, let's speak about the teams. Let's talk exactly what is to offer today. What exactly is the matchup? A single best of 3. It is going to be Team Punished up against Anaadi Army. Now, we saw Team Punished in the previous stage of the wildcard. They managed to defeat August 2-0 to move on forward. And Anaadi Army, they also managed to defeat True Rippers yesterday. It was also another 2-0. So they've had winning ways already in the wildcards. They've won in beautiful manners. They've had excellent matches. Today, though, there will be a loser. And the winning team, they will be moving on forward into the group stages.
Yeah, they've had good matches in the past couple of days, and they need to keep that performance up again today where it counts. Because now, if you lose this right now, it doesn't even matter who you beat, when you beat, because
Mm-hmm.
you won't be able to continue through with the tournament. You won't get a shot at the crack at that prize pool that we just talked about,
True.
and you it's just not that you won't be able to attend the one of the biggest events I've seen in a while. At least from an esports perspective, this LAN event is going to be crazy, and I believe all these teams that should be one of the bigger goals, like to play around in that environment. So that is something that they're going to be trying to do. So Team Punished and now the Army, they've been looking good for the last couple of matches. As you said, they've been facing some top tier players and top tier
Hmm.
teams, and they've been performing really well. But they need to
Exactly.
continue that flow in today. They need to make sure the teamwork is on the same level, and they need to make sure that there is no gaps in the communication, because that is an issue that I believe, especially Team Punished, have faced in some of their matches. That they sort of get lost, they sort of don't communicate with each other, and the trades don't happen properly. So that is something that they need to make sure will be not happening at all. And the communication needs to be pitch perfect, and they need to play on the trades. Especially in a game like Valorant, trades are very important to make sure man count is there. You don't lose your important players, like maybe your initiator in the early rounds, your controller in the early rounds. You make sure those at least go traded. At least you are able to keep the man count equal on the player on the match basis, so that you can try and win the rounds as much as possible. But there is always those couple of players in every team that, it's a 1v4, no big deal for them. They're going to give it their all and try and win that. So that potential is also there. Basically, what I'm trying to say that this is going to be an extremely fun match to watch. We're going to see a lot of good team plays. We're going to see good solo plays, great utility as well. And we also saw the map picks as well a couple of minutes ago. I think this is going to be really interesting to see how these two teams play the maps.
Yeah. Speaking of the maps, let's bring them up on our screens. Let's have a look at the veto and the maps these teams have banned and the maps that these teams have opted for. So, starting off, chosen by the side of Team Punished, Icebox has been selected. Makes a lot of sense why they've gone for it. Of course, we'll be talking about each map in a lot of depth. Haven, selected by Anaadi Army. Another, interesting yet not completely out of the equation kind of map. Anaadi Army have gone for. And then finally, Bind will be our decider. Oh, that's very interesting. If it does go to the decider map, we will be seeing something really out of the ordinary pulled out on Bind. Bind is one of the grounds of experimentation right now. But enough about the decider map. For now, it's all on to Icebox. Team Punish have chosen this map. We saw Team Punish just a couple of days ago beat out Augless 13 to 9. They had gone for your very, very standard double sentinel kind of composition. And right now, I believe that's similar to what they're looking for. Kel'Thuzad has already gone for the Sage. You've got Baby hovering by the duelist, but Baby went for the Jet the last time we saw him, and everyone will close it out. What I do want to see, Kirito, is Anaadi's lineup, because the last time these guys played on the map of Icebox, it did not completely go their way. They had lost to Reckoning all the way back in the second qualifiers. 8 to
Mhm.
13 they lost, and Anaadi had gone for this no duelist kind of composition with two initiators and two sentinels and a viper. It did not end up working out, so we have got to wait and watch. Do they go for it again? For the time being, Paradox on the KO and Ion Q with the chamber.
Yeah, and I sort of do agree right now. Duelists are in a weird position. Basically, I feel like duelists aren't really in the
Select
meta. The
your
only
agent.
thing that they sort of provide right now is creating space for your team. Like you enter into a site, you use those aggressive utilities, your aggressive gunplay to move into the site and allow the rest of your team to follow up. So that should be what the duelists are trying to achieve, as we are gonna see some of the from the side of the attackers, a Jet will be picked. But again, I didn't catch it exactly. I think there are no duelists again on the left side of my screen. So we're
Yeah,
gonna go into the
same
match to
comp.
confirm that. But yeah, they are gonna go for that double initiator. The KO and the Sova, they're really good at providing information, and also the KO while doing the entry itself. There are two types of initiators that I really want in a double initiator combo. Maybe Sova or a Sky combined with a KO or a Breach or even a Fade, because those initiators, a Breach, a Fade, a KO, do help out during the entry itself. So what can we use to get those early round infos to actually find out if there are players in the site? But when it comes to providing support for your entry fraggers, it's the Breach, it's the KO with the flashes, the stuns, and with those utilities, that's going to help them.
Absolutely. So, without any further ado, let's jump in. Let's start off map of Icebox pistol round. It is going to be very, very soon. It'll be readied up, and very, very soon we'll be having a look at the players, the compositions again. Same compositions as we've seen previously from these players. So for the side of Anaadi Army, I am just the tiniest bit curious and a little bit worried as well, because they did not manage to beat the side of Reckoning Esports. Last time they played this comp against Team Punished, is it going to be any different? So Solo as the chamber, first person to head in forward from the B bomb towards the B bomb side. He will be encountering Trist very, very soon. And we can have a look just how quickly these dynamics will change. So yeah, Team Punish, they're spread out all over the map. They are very actively looking for these entry kills, yet they don't want to extend completely. And we can see that by spotting the Chamber and the Jet and seeing their positions. Now Kawhi wants to join in on the fight as well. Uses his poison orb. He's just looking out for any defenders he can find. But Anaadi Army, they're not giving up any of their positions. They are not overpeaking, just staying there and waiting for these attackers.
Yeah, they are playing very patiently, and this is what I really like. Sometimes, especially on attacking, sorry, defending sides, the defenders sort of overextend. You have maybe your chamber, your duelist pushing out a little bit too far, maybe getting taken down. But look at this amount of ground.
30 seconds left.
Solo, he's pushed all the way inside the side of B, trying to cause some disruption. But meanwhile, the B side execution has happened. Anko, he's still inside with the headhunter, gets the head of Fiery. And he's gonna get this 4v5 situation. The spike will be planted though, as Kaltusat is still gonna be in the side. They're trying to go for a fast retake the side of Anaadi Army, as the players have come back into the side. There is a player on the flank, and Solo's going to be taking him down. The Sage will fall, as the Sova utility will provide information while they're going in for the retake.
Oh, Kawhi, classic. That's going to be one for him. Now he goes down Anaadi Army. It's all down to Trist. He gets another for himself. But more gunfights that he has to take right now, and more people to kill. Time is running out. That's another. The Viper's on a roll. But can Solo delay the Viper? Yep. Solo not only delays, but deals enough to cause her death. That is going to be Team Punish. Successful A execute, although they didn't realize Ion Q's the chamber was still in the bomb side. But the execute worked out nonetheless. So yeah, for Ion Q, it was a very, very smart decision in the moment he took by getting that one kill and rendezvousing instantly to the back of the bomb side to help his team later in the execute and in the retake. But that was that. After that, Team Punch got the side control, and after side control was taken, it's the pistol round. Utility is not at a maximum. You just have to go for the gunfights, and Punish end up winning a lot more of them. So good start to this match for their side. It's their anti-eco. Now Trist is making a very aggressive play, but it gets punished. Beautiful flick by Cortez. Means that the attackers have the advantage yet again.
Yep, they're going to be trying to push into the B side. We are going to see the Viper wall not active for the army anymore, as the player has fallen. The walls from the Sage will be going up. The spike not planted yet, as we are going to see Doxy trying to take some long range shots. There will be a Sage wall that will provide cover for the player, as the spike will be going down. 4v5 situation, still no frags, and as I say that, Vibe is going to get one more onto the Sova. Loss taken down, a follow-up onto the Sage. He knows that there are more players there. Get almost a second, but here comes INQ. One body shot onto Vibe with his headhunter to take him down. But still, 4v2 situation, eco round for them. I don't believe that they are gonna attempt to try and win this out. They're just gonna try and do as much as eco damage as they can. But again, Team Punish being very patient about this. They're playing on a crossfire. Sage comes in, Kaltuzat gets both frags to finish things off. 2-0. We expected this. They had the better weapons this round, but right now, Team Punished, they have started the momentum. They do look very good in this map, and I'm expecting to see maybe a couple of more rounds go in their favor.
Oh, absolutely. For the side of Team Punish, we can very well expect more and more rounds to go in their favor. Right now, Anaadi Army, they've got 2 initiators, they've got 2 sentinels. But after the events of the pistol round, if you lose the pistol, it's pretty much done and dusted. You'll be out of your eco since you're just saving credits. AA went for them. Now they're done. They're done with just skimping on the weaponry, skimping out on your economy. They've got rifles and they want to deal damage now, instantly. So, IonQ yet again next to the rendezvous, but it is going to be Team Punish taking the initial kill. Webby got the first, eliminated. You still have the second line of defense. That's the Sage in the bomb side, and the Sage is doing an excellent job. Doxer holds the ground and allows his teammates to come back in towards the A-bomb side. But in doing so, Doxer ultimately goes down. The spike is dropped in no man's land. Anaadi Army are not contesting, and not just yet. They're holding these passive angles. They're waiting for the attackers, looking for information. with the angles. Someone like Yankee is holding as well. Now he spots a player.
Strike down
Easy
A.
elimination. It's all down to Solo with the Bulldog. Yeah, another kill for him, but needs a lot more, and he'll be eliminated. So Team Punch, they didn't really opt for a different strategy. They selected the A bomb side right from the start. They kept on pushing there, but unfortunately, this time around, they were shut down.
Yeah, I mean, they knew that the rounds were definitely not in their favor. We did see another army. They go in for the buys, but they opted to. I guess they realized that maybe they should try and get this bonus over as quick as possible. They did get a bunch of frags. The only 2 players were alive for another army, so that is good on their eco. They're gonna be able to afford some more weapons. Meanwhile, their opposition is gonna have some trouble to go on with theirs. So I believe pause has been called from one of the sides, so we're going to be waiting for that to get fixed. But meanwhile, there is not really much to call out from the players. All of them are playing their roles quite consistently. But I really like how the attackers, Team Punish, they are playing spread out early on. Usually, especially in a map like Icebox, during the pistol rounds, during the buy rounds, the bonus rounds, in the first few stages of the match, you see them really focusing on one side. It's really rare for a team to actually split up like the way they did, and that didn't actually make that much of an impact in that last round. We did see in the end the Chamber was able to come in from the flank and win out the first pistol round, but that is something that teams don't usually do, right, CCV? That they split on the map of Icebox on both sides. They usually go mid and the side they're willing to push at the beginning, either mid or A or mid or B. They pushed both A and B at the same time, and they pushed. It's not like they really stayed back. They pushed out quite ahead, quite far ahead. We did see they going all the way into yellow on the side of B, while the entry was happening on the side of A as well. So stuff like that really diversifies the play style and makes things interesting to watch. Right
Absolutely.
now, yeah, they're going for a straight up A push. All 5 players from Team Punished are outside the side of A, but
Here.
another army, they're not really holding on to it. Looks like retake might be what they're planning, and they should
Yeah.
have an idea that they're here.
Exactly. Now the toxic screen goes through. We are seeing the entry alongside the live droning from Sova. Default angles are checked. Stage wall goes up. It's going to be a full-on execute. Now the defenders already try to have a bit of retaliation with that slow urban snake bite, but the spike goes down nonetheless. It's a proper 5v5 retake that Anaadi army will be indulging, and they've opted for this. They didn't want to contest the site head on. They've got to tackle these attackers one by one, and that's exactly what they do. Sage is the first to get departed, and now they're already looking to stick the diffuser. The Hunter's Fury comes out. Baby under immense fire. The diffuser is stuck, but the half fake has already gone through. Team Punish need to hold their ground, but they're getting eliminated. Once again, the diffuser is there, and the spike is gone. So, Kawai, only person alive, will be good for another kill. But Anaadi army, kills weren't even a priority for their side. They saw the spike, they were like, okay, let's just, defuse it. Let's just get our sage wall. Let's just have our smokes, and any attacker that's very close to the spike will kill them instantly. And that's exactly what they did. Webby was up close and personal. He got eliminated. Same for Kel'Thuzad, who was the front line of that post-launch situation, contesting the defenders head on. But once he was gone, it was easy pickings.
Indeed, and that will allow them to get one more round. 2 and 2 is the scoreline as they're going to move into the 5th one. For to activate it. Blaze from Vibe is not going to find anything, as it's going to be another army who's going to get the frags. A couple of frags in their favor, resulting in a 5v3 situation. We do see Team Punished having a couple of trades in their favor. One exactly, as they are going to be taking care of the Viper. As the B side push will be slowed down. They're looking to rotate back to A, which is quite empty, but I believe they need to hurry things up. It's only a matter of time before another army realizes this, as this overdrone comes in mid. Will it spot a couple of players? I don't know if it did. I don't think it did. I think the time ran out on the drone, but yeah, they're beginning to be suspicious. The B side is looking quite silent, so they might be shifting their attention to the side of A, but I'm not sure what Team Punished are trying to do here. They're going mid again.
You will not kill
Trying to
my
go for a
ally.
revive. The wall will be broken and the trades won't be coming in. Instead, it's gonna be Viper falling, as he was just got revived. Unfortunate, but 3v5, 3v4 situation, and now they're stuck in the middle of nowhere with time running out.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, for the side of Team Punish, this is not the best situation. they could be in, because, well, how do you proceed here? Torde Force working in full effect. Ayan Kyoki misses one shot. Does he care? Okay, for a second I was like, he wouldn't really care about the recon bolt, but he's still holding the same angle. He gets one. Now he's just got the support of Doxer. Once more, easy pickings for the side of Anaadi Army. After losing only a single player, they managed to hold on. They're looking extremely comfortable in this situation right now. And that's the thing, Kirito, apart from like the pistol and the anti-eco, where it was Punish who had the better weaponry, their attacks aren't working. Wherever we are seeing them try to find that opener, wherever we are seeing them try to get that avenue, it's not happening. And I believe, yeah, they've gone for a tactical timeout right now, the players of Team Punish, and we can see on their player cams them discussing a lot. I mean, Kel'Thuzad is for the time being a very vocal player, and you can understand that as the Sage as well, right? He is someone who has been the one of the longest surviving members in the rounds. He's the support player. He sees everything that's going on in a team because he's at the backlines during the attacks, because of the fact that he's seeing everything that's happening around him. Unlike what you can call someone like, Baby, who's just the jet, just focused on like the A site or the B site or wherever the team wants the jet to find the entry. Kel'Thuzad can get a lot of information as the Sage being towards those very backlines. But yeah, a lot of discussions need to happen from both the rosters. Both rosters without support stuff, I believe, without a coach, without an analyst. I could be wrong, but as far as my knowledge goes, they've got no coaches just yet. So it's just going to be these five players discussing within themselves.
Yeah, and still, again, a pause is a pause. You can talk between your teammates. You can make sure everybody knows
Exactly.
their roles and come up with a plan. Because right now the situation is dire for their team punished. They will be going for a buy, and that is why they went for that pause. Because right now they have the highest amount of chances to try and win out the round and try and make sure they can make this a 3-3 continue through. Because another army, they have a better eco, they have weapons, but it's not still completely well established. They can still topple real soon. Anytime they lose a couple of rounds, they're going to be forced back to pistols, and that's going to give Team Punish a lot more room to breathe. So that is what they're trying to do. And again, it's good. It's a good thing to see how the team plays from the side of Team Punish. As you said, we are going to have players who are looking around, playing on the back lines, trying to figure out what the strategy is going to be, and that sort of gives you an idea on how the composition works. They're going to have that one player who's going to be analyzing everything and trying to figure out basically what an IGL does. Okay, so there's this player there, there's this player there on the side of defenders. We got a frag there, so that position is probably weak. They're going to analyze everything and just tell players like YB who's playing the jet, who's going to be providing the support, the initiators, who's going to give the recons and everything. Going to tell them what to do so that they can execute the site properly, and that is sort of how the team should be working. Everybody should be following what the IGL is saying, and he's IGL for a reason. He knows the game the most better, and he knows how
True.
to actually push the sites. There are IGLs there who's going to be playing the Jets alongside as well, guiding their team, which is, I don't know how they do it. It's impossible to do, but that is the role that they have decided to take up for the team, and that is how they can provide for their team by giving them that useful information that, okay, maybe you should go B now through here, recon there, provide support through here. That sometimes is things that you can't really think of in the heat of the moment of the game. So that's where you put your trust in. You put your trust in your IGL, who's going to guide you through all those situations. And so far it's looking really good for both of these teams, but we still have a long way to go. It's only 3-2, so let's see how that carries on. But I believe there are some issues with the match, so we're gonna be waiting until that gets fixed. But
Yeah.
again, what I mean, I don't know if maybe I'm reading this wrong for Team Punish, but they are changing things up quite a lot. It's still only been 5 rounds. Should they be sticking to more of a cohesive role, or just spread and push together, like mix things up a lot more?
Mm, they really have to find what will work for them in a full buy. Now, the thing about, just sticking to a bomb site and pushing works. I mean, yeah, we just saw them get A side control, brute force their way in very early into the round. But Anadi Army, they gave up the side control. They played for the retake. They didn't have a care in the world where the spike gets planted, when the spike gets planted, what the post plant positions are. The only priority AA have is that, can we defuse the spike? If yes, why bother? Why bother contesting in the first place? Why bother going through the lens, killing those attackers amidst all the chaos of them planting the spike and getting the control, and when they're hyper aggressive? No. We're going to take our sweet time. We're going to come back into the bomb site with all 5 of our members as well, and then we'll swing back in. But speaking of all 5 members being ready, seems like all the tech issues that were taking place, I believe there was a disconnection on one of the players on the side of Anaadi Army. But hopefully, everything is sorted now. Yes, it is. The timer's ticking down, and very, very soon we'll be starting off with the 6th round on board. So Team Punish, couple of ultimates come out for from their side as well. Solo
Ooh,
has got the Tode
aggressive.
Force. Ion Q has got the operator. It's going to be the battle of the chambers. It's going to be the battle of the snipers. If they're not careful, and whoever wins this, it'll be so much more influential for their side. And we're just waiting and waiting. And again, Team Punish, they're taking their time. They're not just going and initiating for map control. Does this pay off, or well, do they get punished?
Yeah, they've been doing this for a couple of rounds in this matchup, and this is one of those rounds. Spike is towards the side of B. The side of B is looking very light, I believe, with the Viper being played there. They are going to be looking for a much more passive approach on that side. If Team Punish decide to push up, it looks like they're going to be pushing the side of B. As the jump comes in from IonQ, he will be spotted out. Doxer's ready for a wall to be placed in case they have to fall back into the site. But for now, it is going to be Team Punished who are falling back. IonQ is trying to go for a repeat again. I don't think they are going to be risking too much as they traded a couple of bullets early on. Now it looks like the B side will be
30
under
seconds
siege.
left.
3 of the players who are early positioned are going to walk in. Trist is not really holding that angle to give him all that information, but as he's going to hear some noises, he's going to be activating his utility to try and deny the spike plant. Now, Team Punish are in a very awkward scenario. Trist has called out that there are players on the side of B and rotations are coming in, but I think he's pushed in mid. Now, do they read his paddock? He's going to be spotting out and taking out a player, but Vibe's going to get the quick trade. His position is revealed now. The spike will be planted. Trist is going to get a couple of frags, and the trade is not there yet. We're going to see the Sova falling as well. Vibe is going to read the player coming down mid, and that's going to result in a 3v2 situation. Tode4 still active for Team Punish, and Solo, he's definitely going to have to find a lot of impact with that as we see Vibe running out. They're trying to play the post plant. They're trying to get all the frags they can to keep this fight ticking.
Yeah, they want to waste the time. Any utility on the side of the Anaadi Army, they better use it right now. They may have to commit to the Viper's pit as well if things get dire. Oh, Poison Orb goes out. Solo running out of the bullets with that Tode Force. The spike is being stuck. Another kill for him.
No.
But the defuse comes in. Anaadi Army touch it off in the last possible couple of seconds, and Trist gets one final kill as the cherry on top. So a very, very expensive round for the side of Anaadi Army, mind you. You know, it was a 4 versus 2 situation that got converted into a 1v1 that they narrowly managed to clutch, purely because of the fact that Solo, you know, he ran out of bullets with that Tode Force, and the Classic as well just couldn't land the shots. There wasn't enough time. So Team Punish, unfortunately for their side, another round loss. They will commit to another full buy. I mean, we're seeing the operator brought out, but one of their members, they've got a Spectre as well. Got to be careful. Yet again, it's going to be Op versus Op. There's IonQ below. He's not holding the angle where Webby is. Meanwhile, the Hunter's Fury strikes quite early on for these attackers. That's really working well. Chamber goes back, and now you have the first line of defense set up. But the Chamber is not done with his work. No, he may be at the front, he may be at the back. IonQ is still as deadly as ever. The operator strikes, and the operator strikes down Webby.
Teleport's ready.
Oh, IonQ might get one more if we are gonna see an aggressive peek from Solo. He will be going for the peak. Doesn't get spotted. Meanwhile, the operator gets one more onto the KO. 3v4 situation on the army. They still have the man advantage, but the A side is not looking very strong. We are going to see the recon spotting, a couple of players are killed, one more, and the follow-up trade. Solo jumping around side, 3 bullets remaining, runs out of bullets as he walks into the crosshairs of the Sova. The wall's going to be there, and the time crunch is going to begin. If Lost can buy some time for that spike to be planted and wait for his teammate to come in, that's going to be
30
huge.
seconds left.
Sending all the utility flying, and Team Punish, they're being patient about this. They're slowing things down. Pilsa picks up an empty vandal, reloads. They should know that he's right there as the shock darts come in. That's gonna connect, do some damage, but the heal will be there. A quick retake coming in from another army is lost. Oh, he doesn't find the timing onto the Sova.
Here.
But Kelsa, he's right below. He can find both frags as the drop comes in. Does he know there's one more? No, he doesn't, as the trade is there. 1v1 situation. Trist, can he find Cortez? Oh, Cortez going for a peek, and he doesn't spot him. Easy headshot. That's gonna bring into a 4-3 score line. One away for Team Punish to equalize.
So close rounds. I mean, look at that. This time, Team Punished, beautiful execute. They exploited the fact that, Anaadi army, they were under the influence of all the utility that was being thrown at them. Specifically, that recon bolt resulted in 2 deaths. So, Cortez, yeah, having 5 assists right now makes a lot of sense why he has that many. So yeah, excellent usage of that and brilliant execute. Even though it came down to that 1 versus 1, goes to show just how closely both of these teams are playing. And finally, I was begging to ask this question, just when was he going to use this Viper Spit? We saw him be in clutch situations before. He didn't use it. Now he's gone for the ultimate. Doxer gets the opener. Solo pushing up, judge in hand. Oh! And he finds the biggest prize of them all. The Viper's gone, but there's far too many defenders for Team Punish to eliminate all of them. It was, even though the previous round was a win, it was a weaker buy for the side of Punished, and they ended up paying the consequences. So, 5th round now on board for Anaadi army.
5-3 scoreline. The Viper Spit, even though it got taken down, even though Trist was spotted out and he had to fall back and he got taken down, the Viper Spit was still there for the distraction, and as he was spotted out, I believe Team Punished were sort of aggressive and pushed into the Viper Spit to take him down, which they were able to do, but good capitalization from Anaadi army to try and counter that aggression, and they actually got a lot of frags, and I feel like that situation is what gave them that round. After the Viper Spit fell and all the players of Team Punish were pushed into the side of A main, as we're going to begin this next round. 5-3 scoreline. Solo, he's going to be pushing in, trying to run. He saw the drone, he knew the Sova was vulnerable, he tried to rush in, but the timing just wasn't there. His Vibe will be taken down by Paradox. Pushed in towards B main, and now that's going to drive the rest of the players back to the side of A, or actually mid. They're going to kitchen. We did see the chamber trap being broken there early on. As Cortez, he's going to be sending a recon flying. Spots out, lost. Oh, what was that? Peek and headshot on his counterpart Sova. And now they're walking into the side of B. It's all on to Trist, who's going to be pushing into B main. Realizes, what a dangerous situation he is in. Kel'Thuzad, he's only got a classic double peek. Not, the whiffs. Kel'Thuzad barely surviving as Cortez takes down Trist while he was trying to run away. And that's going to give the round in a 3v3 situation. As Doxer coming in from the flank, Viper Spit activated in the side. They have to go for the retake. They have Hunter Spree to play off of, and now the army, they can bring back Trist if they get this frag onto Cortez, who will be under a lot of pressure now.
Spotted. Doxer still going for those kills. It is going to be a yarn queue. Gets the Sage somehow. Not sure. It wasn't the Sage inside the Viper Spit. Whatever. Time is running out. Cortez is still there alongside Kawhi, holding the ground, and Kawhi! What? Beautiful.
I did not see that round going in favor of Team Punish, man. What was that shot, by the way, from the chamber into the Viper Spit? That was something. And then they went for the retake. Cortez finding so much impact by picking up that Vandal that he got from the ground. And good spray transfer from Big Daddy Kawhi. That man is absolutely insane. So that's gonna give another round to Team Punished, and this match is getting exciting. 5-4, I believe. Another army, they're going for another TAC timeout to discuss what happened in the last round. Again, they're looking really comfortable. They played that entire round very relaxed because they felt like they had everything under control, and looks like that exactly wasn't the case. Despite the Viper Spit being active, they weren't being super aggressive. They didn't take on a lot of pressure. They played things relatively slow even on the retakes, but I guess, I don't know, maybe the double kill from the end of the Viper just wasn't expected from their end. They didn't consider that as a potential, but regardless, they have to be, on their tippy toes right now to be a little bit more careful, because the scoreline is getting really close. And I know it's a best of 3. You still have a couple of more maps to play, but again, that first map win, that cushion that you have, is going to be so important for the rest of the series. So Another army, they realize that, so they're going to take a timeout to make sure they are prepared for the next couple of rounds, because their buys are interesting.
Yeah, we're nearing the end of the first half, and Anaadi army, the economy is suffering a little bit. But whatever guns they have, whatever armor they have, it always seems to go in their favor. So It is going to be Doxer
Careful
getting the
there.
opening kill yet again. And Team Punish, they want to find an avenue. They want to find a place of attack. They've selected the A-bomb side. We've been seeing so many of these A takes from them. And Anaadi army, they're prepared. 3 defenders now on this very bomb side. Sova in close proximity to rotate over. But it is going to be Team Punished falling back, taking just a little bit of extra time to make sure they have all their grounds covered. They don't want to commit to an A side take just yet. All of the attackers, they'll be going back towards, near their spawn practically, looking for any other opportunities they can find, but they've got to brute force their way in. For the
Teleport's ready.
side of Team Punished, that's the thing, is that yet again, they need an avenue of attack. Is that yet again, they've got to make sure that somehow they jump in. And yeah, seems like
30
it. They
seconds
will
left.
indeed have to brute force their way in. Less than 25 seconds now on the clock. An A-bomb
know.
site should be theirs.
Yeah, but Team Punish, the Q utility in the end, 0 Point will be giving them information. Now they know this is going to be the side of A. They're pushing lost
Spike
the first
down.
time before getting.
One
Yeah,
enemy
they're just
remaining.
walking into a meat grinder right now. They're so ready.
10 seconds
Just
left.
don't say it's going to happen. No! Oh, Doxer just comes in. And I believe the knife would have connected regardless if Doxer didn't shoot. The knife should have come in. But yeah, regardless, the round was in favor of the side of Anaadi army because they played so smartly. They got those early frags. They disallowed the side of Team Punish to push in early and aggressively. And with those initiator, utility, Lost, and Paradox, they played so well, gathering information for the team.
Exactly.
And they pushed them back. They tried to cut off noise. They tried to cut off any rotations. Tried to cut off any noise and confuse the defenders if they're rotating or
Want to
not.
play?
But
Let's
that KO
play.
knife in the end, that 0 Point gave them information that a couple of players are in that A main. And with only 20 seconds remaining, I mean, you can't be doing a fake at that time. You need to push in with all you have, especially when you're at a man disadvantage. Right now, that mid push not working out again. I believe an eco for the side of Team Punish. Blade Storms are active for Vibe. Tour de Force is also active for the Chamber. And yeah, they're gonna try and push into this B main, but again,
Teleport's
you
ready.
see a couple of players, Ironk, especially with the operator holding on. He's gonna get the first frag and he's gonna walk
You
in. He's
will
got the
not
TP to
kill
play
my
with.
ally.
Doctor's gonna get one more. The revive coming in off the Cortez as Ironk gets one more, but Vibe with the trade. He's gonna pick up their own operator as the spike plan is gonna go down. 3v situation. 100's pretty active for Team Punish. They can try and play this post plan. The question is, can they hold off the defenders long enough? They're actually gonna still stay in the site. They're not playing this passively like I thought.
Yeah, they're not trying to play it extremely passively. They're still holding their ground. Now, inside of Team Punish, they're going towards the back lines, giving up a little bit of control on Anaadi army. Swing by in. Still 3 versus 3. Hunter's Fury comes out from the side of Team Punish. All the meanwhile, the KO gets one. A still want to move on forward, but Baby and Cortez, they're doing an excellent job of wasting the time, holding their ground. And lost 30 HP. There's just no time. It is going to be a thrifty win for the side of Team Punish. So 2 rounds and 2 thrifties we've already seen.
Last
Very
round in
much
the half.
involving a lot of unpredictability. These couple of rounds and how they've been going by. This is looking extremely volatile with how this match is going, and you can never predict what's going to happen. Maybe the second half will have some more clearer answers, so we'll have a bit more security for one of these teams, but for the time being, it can be a 7-5, it can be a 6-6 very well. So AA swing into the final round, 2 ultimates to their name, full buy from all of these players, and after this, the side swap will be upon us.
Yeah, the army. I feel like they're not being very proactive. They're not having the same situational awareness because they are going in for those site retakes. But sometimes you need to hurry things up and try and react as fast as you can. As INQ, he's gonna react fast enough to get one onto Vibe and TP away. We'll be losing some HP, but the heal comes in from the Sage, and they will be playing for side of A as they still have the man advantage. They still have the utility to play off of, and the wall is gonna go up as well. So now again, Team Punish being denied of that A site. Now they're actually going back to the default that they've been playing, which is going back to B, either going to mid or B main, or cutting off noise and going back to A. And right now, Anaadi army, they're still confused. They know that these two are the options that they are playing. Those are the only cards that they have for now, but they're not sure which one it is. So for that reason, the B side is empty. They're going to be focusing and trying and basically betting on that A site re-aggression by cutting off noise and
30
I think
seconds
it will
left.
pay off. If Kiltuzar gets taken down, the spike will be dropped. But INQ, the white swing comes in now. He's caught between a rock and a hard place, but he's got these teleporters as he's gonna be taking down Solo. And now the slow orbs coming in. That's gonna take away so much time as Kawhi is gonna get a couple of frags, but INQ with the trade. Cortez does get a follow-up. But still, it's a
10
2v2
seconds left.
situation. We do see the KO still active for Anaadi Army. They can revive him if they want, but lost. He doesn't even need anything, as Kel'Thuzad will be taken down 1v2. And do they know where Cortez is? He's gonna go on the wall, but there are 3 players there. And he doesn't even get one.
Oh. So, yeah, I mean, 2 versus 3, tough ask right there from the final members of Team Punished. But once more, the retake, the start round, everything works. And it's these initial kills, Kirito, that Anaadi Army, they've done such an effective job at finding so many of these initial kills. I mean, if I count the times, the round has already been a 5v4 or a 5v3 or a 4v3 favoring the side of AA. It's far too many out of the 12 we have just seen. They definitely have held the majority when it comes to that. But the biggest question is going to be, can AA continue with that majority heading on over into the second half, getting those initial kills, and then moving on forward as well, and trying to secure it? Because right now, the biggest ask from their side is going to be, without that duelist, who exactly like goes for those entry kills? Is it going to be IonQ as the chamber? I mean, you already have a Sage for those post-launch scenarios with the Sage wall, with the slow orbs and whatnot, and you've got plenty of other agents who can assist in that post-launch scenario to delay the diffusal of the spike. You've got Viper Snake Bites, over Shock Darts, KO Fragment. I mean, practically everyone can jump in. So is the responsibility going to fall onto someone like IonQ, or is it going to be more of an equal, a lot more spread out of an attack that Anaadi Army are looking for, where they've got 2 players situated on towards the B bomb side, 2 players situated towards A, and whoever gets the opening, things work out better for them. But you still have the same problem that Team Punish fell in for a couple of their rounds early on, which was that if nobody gets an opening, it's going to be so much more difficult. It's going to be a lot more, you know, it's going to be a lot more difficult to start pushing on forward and to try and find that opening, and your executes can be shut down almost instantly.
Indeed, and considering the same utility that they have that they're using, they're basically maximizing how they can play that utility and how that's going to work out for them now as the side switch comes in. We're going to be beginning the second half of this first map in the best of 3, and it is going to be the side of Anaadi Army going back to the attack. They played exceptionally well on defense, and now it's all going to come down to the utility usage again, and that is quite one of their strong points. As we are going to see Solo, he's going to be facing 5 players in that B main. He doesn't really have much support. He's only depending on his TPs to get him out of the situation, if he does find any frags after that at all. As we're going to see, oh, the KO knife coming in. He's going to have to take a risk and run out of that. And now that does give information to the rest of Team Punish that maybe this is a B push. He is going to be hearing some noises as the wall is going to come up. Solo, he's completely blind, can't do anything. Trying to spam with the classic, trying to get some damage done. Cortez running in, but the wall is there. He's going to try and get some shock darts, but I think those shock darts are dodgeable. And they will be dodged by the side of Anaadi Army. The flank comes in from Vibey, but he's caught with the trap and lost. He's going to be guarding that flank, and that's actually going to be pushing Vibey back. He's going to go back mid. IonQ trying to get a headshot. It's going to be Solo instead to find one. It's a full situation as they're going for the retake. All players up close. That block from the Sage could be huge as this diffuse is being stuck. They don't realize how much trouble they're in. Now the army is trying to go for the peaks, but the wall will be defending the diffuser. And it doesn't even matter. They all win those frags. They all win those gunfights, and that's going to be an easy round for the side of Team Punish to win. A little bit too passive from the side of Anaadi Army, I believe. They are all going to be playing in that B main area. No one's really holding through yellow. No one's really holding up close in sight. And that is sort of the thing I believe I saw as well on defense as well in a lot of the retake scenarios. They play a little bit too relaxed. They play a little bit too without the situational awareness. Sometimes you really need to go for a fast retake. You sometimes really need to put the aggression on your opponents. Maybe we're going to see that later on. I don't know, but I feel like that is something that they're lacking.
Absolutely right now, yeah, they've got to get a grip on that, and they've got to make sure that they have a little more of a proactive role in those late round post launch situations when it comes to those gunfights and, like you said, just the situational awareness. Right now, though, okay, very proactive approach from both of the rosters. It's going to be a very quick take onto the B bomb side from Anaadi Army, but you've got Solo who gets a double before he goes down. What a beautiful play from him. Risk his life, die, but complete the mission that was given to him. It was to prevent the spike from going down. And again, Team Punish, they capitalize off of these rounds. Anaadi Army, it's all down to Paddocks, all stuck alone towards defender spawn, out of position. Yeah, he's got the spike, but there's no way he's escaping out of this alive. No, he's not. Yeah, it is we Team Punish getting the round win, and A took a big gamble. You know, they went for that force buy with the Spectres with the half armor, but it doesn't go their way, and this is doom for them because now it means they'll have to eco on forward for yet another round with practically no weaponry. I mean, look at that. Yeah, it's just going to be Docs of the Marshal, couple of sheriffs on board, but that's it. For Team Punish, this is going to be another easy bonus round for their side, where all of those Spectres that they've saved over, they can carry on forward, they can ultimate harvest by getting these freebie kills, and it's just looking really good for the defenders now.
Yeah, I am not seeing a situation where Team Punish don't come out on top of the scoreline after this. The Army economic decisions will be causing them to be in a back foot right now, but you never know when those miraculous eco rounds come in. Maybe he's going to be taking that sheriff up on top of his points. He is in a good position to maybe get a couple of frags. But Kelsu's the one who's going to find the opener. Vibe, again, from that top position, finds the impact. And he's actually going in with the sheriff, trying to find something. But he doesn't. He will find the second frag on the Paddocks, but with some support, he's going to fall back. It's all on the Doxer in that one situation. Porter playing it smartly. He's got a Spectre. He's got a superior weapon, but he's going to be playing with his recon instead. Oh! Trying to go for the running gun, instead just opt to finish him off with the ghost in the end. And again, an 8 and 7, losing only one player. Team Punished. Yeah, economy will be in their favor, and now they are going to play another. It is a sort of a bonus round for them because they they played with these bioweapons in the second round, and again an eco from the third one. So this is technically their second bonus, if you call it that. So will be a buy for Anaadi Army. They are going to try and lose as less as possible in this round, because despite going for full weapons, the economy is not looking the best right now. So even if they lose a couple of players, if they don't get the spike down, that will put a gap in the pocket. So they're gonna try and make sure to get as much money as they can. In this round, as the A side push comes in, Big Daddy Toy is the only one holding on. He's gonna require some assistance. His teammates are here as Trish gets a frag, first frag onto the Sage. Trades do come in though. I believe a poison frag was there from the Viper, but still they are trying to hold on to this. Team Punish trying to keep Anaadi Army off this side, and they will be successful at least for now.
Yeah, yet again, Anaadi Army, they've been denied the opportunity to move on forward. They've been denied that privilege of getting side control that they very well gave it to Team Punish, back in their rounds. They went for those retakes quite a lot. They gave up the side, they played the post plan, and it worked. This time, Team Punish, they're just straight up in denial mode, and not the denial mode like psychologically. They're in like sight denial mode. They're like, no, you're just not entering. We're not going to let you, plain and simple. So AA will have to fight their way, and Trist is right here. As a pseudo entry fragger of sorts, he will swing wide. Viper takes out Viper, but Trist now gets eliminated. Yet again, Spike's not been planted. 2 versus 3 situation. 20 seconds on the clock. All the pressure on the team in red. Team Punished already. They're waiting. Now, the spike goes down, but the flank is there. Look at Webby. Perfect positioning. He swings, and that's 1 kill for him. Sage is all alone. Doxa also dies, and the 9th round now for Team Punish. Kiriton, this was a very influential round. Anaadi Army lost the pistol, went for a force buy, lost the force buy, went for another eco. Now they finally had the guns, but those are also gone. Economically disastrous for Anaadi Army right now. I mean, do they go for another full buy? I believe they'll have enough of round loss bonus. After losing like 4 rounds consecutively, each player gets plenty. And yeah, they will be going for rifles, half armor, but this is also very risky. Team Punished are just looking so much better in this second half.
Yeah, the economy is solid as well. And yeah, those couple of rounds at the beginning of the second half definitely changed how this entire match was. Another army, they're looking so consistent. They were looking really good on defense, and I was hoping to see that same tactical play on the attack side as well. But it's not coming out yet. It's not working for their favor, as we do see Team Punish. They're winning the gunfights. They're taking that aggressive step forward in some of the sites, pushing down mid, trying to go for flanks, and really confusing Anaadi army in these situations. And before they realize what's happening, they look around them and they're pincered from every single angle, and that is causing them to actually unable to make any decision in those pressurized scenarios. They're in the end losing all communication. Everybody just plays in their own way, and that's going to be giving a lot of advantage to the side of Team Punishers. They're basically facing a disorganized team at that point. So that's just what Team Punisher is trying to do, push another army into that situation where they're pressured, where they aren't able to make the proper choices, and they know that the round is there. They have a lot of potential in the gunfight, as we see Big Daddy Kawhi first frag onto the KO. He's being pressurized. He's trying to find a second. He will be successful. You need to remember, this is a force buy from the end of Anaadi army. They have rifles. They don't have armor, but they have rifles as a 4K comes in from Big Daddy Kawhi. Vibey from behind trying to take on Fist, but it's gonna be Big Daddy Kawhi and said, look at how happy he is. Let's go, he's yelling. And it's gonna be in 10 and 7, and they gotta feel good about that though. They weren't looking that good in the first half. Yeah, they weren't looking that good in the first half. But the way they came back, the way they absolutely destroyed the economy of Anaadi army, that's gotta feel good, and you can't blame them for celebrating.
Oh, 100% Kawhi this time as the controller. Kirito, it's always these controllers, man. I mean, all through the Challenger series, the controllers, I've given every single controller who has been a part of like these top tier teams a title, Mr. Consistent. And I say that for so many of these controller players, for like Lucia, Pixels, any other that are coming to my mind just now. I'm really trying to think. But yeah, I remember calling them that for very specific instances because they always are consistent throughout the map with their utility usage and with their playstyle. Well, this time, speak of the Devil Caster's Curse, whatever you want to call it, you can call it that. Anaadi army, their first controller, Trist is gone, but there is going to be a refrag from Lost. Instead, we are seeing just more and more kills once again flow in the favor of Team Punished. Got the classic brought out from Solo. Now Lost is the final player alive, and oh, whoa, Jesus, really good.
That's a free gun, by the way, just saying. And 11 and 7 is a scoreline, and look at Team Punish. Look at how good they're. And these are the proactive steps that I feel like another army should have taken in a lot of rounds. It's fine to play passively. That's your main play style. Go for it. But you gotta diversify some of these stuffs. And I believe Team Punish realized in a lot, even in the first half, even though they weren't looking that good, Team Punish realized that okay, they don't make risky plays. They played very safe. They played very unproactive, as you would call it. They don't go for rushes. They don't play aggressively. So take advantage of that. And now on defense, on top of that, they're able to figure out that okay, in these pressurized scenarios, maybe they're unable to make decisions. Maybe they aren't able to properly communicate, and they're exploiting that. As Hunter Spirit comes out Lost, he's trying to find a frag onto the player on yellow. Will be tagging him, but he's still holding on Solo. He's trying to keep the side in his team's favor as the players pushing through Q will be punished. They're trying to push him, but they're gonna fail. But the frag comes in from Lost though, as Cortez, he's pushed up as well, takes him down from behind. And with that, match point for the side of Team Punished. One away from victory.
Match point.
Team Punished now, in the second half, they have won 7 rounds consecutively. That's a statement. That's a statement right there. They are on another level with how their performance is going. So, I gotta say that boy oh boy, this is looking so well for their side. I mean, at this point, Anaadi army, how do you come back from it? You know, like, is there any opportunity for them to swing back? And is there any chance for their side to, you know, just get 5 rounds in a row after they've been on a 7-round loss streak. Highly unlikely, but they've got to give it their all nonetheless. The next map is going to be even less forgiving. So, Baby got shotty in hand. Now it's just going to the chamber, who denies that initial plant of the spike. Alright, now the jet goes down, and the spike still yet to be planted. Team punished. They're holding off these players. Now the Hunter's Fury goes through. Cortez yet again in the default position. Anaadi Army are prevented from this opportunity for even longer, and the attackers have to ask this question: do we continue? Do we plant in the B bomb side inside the Viper's pit, or do we fall back? Team Punish know exactly what our plan is, and they're countering it.
Yeah, Team Punish don't even have to go for this if they don't want to. They can go in for it, and you see the op, they're going to try and save it.
30
Taros
seconds
will be
left.
Trying to go for a peek. Sorry, not trying to go for the plant. So far will be denied. Nothing going in their favor really, and the Viper's pit will be disrupting them a little bit. Shot dart's going to come out.
Spike
And
planted.
that didn't really connect. Oh, it did connect a little bit, but not enough to get the frag. I believe the positioning could be a little bit better, but regardless, 3v4 situation. Low players at the side of Anaadi Army, but doesn't even matter as INQ picks up the Tour de Force frag.
Last player
The Viper.
standing.
Meanwhile, Fortress pushing inside the Viper's pit as the final frag from INQ comes in. They live to fight another day. Anaadi Army 8 and 12, but they need to fight for 4 more rounds and live for 4 more rounds. And there's just so many factors to play off of. They need to make sure they play again with that proactive role. They need to concentrate on that aggression, and they need to make sure they don't get pressurized into making not good decisions for the team. And meanwhile, they need to maintain their economy as well. They have some money to work with by winning the last round. Paradox, I believe, can be given a weapon from Twist, and that is exactly what's going to be happening. Meanwhile, the side of Team Punish, they have enough money to go for buys of their own. Now again, Solo holding on to this B side. The drone will be spotting him out. He will be taking that tag, but he's going to be trying to hold on for as long as he can. He's actually going back for that peek behind yellow. The recon will be spotting up again, and now they're going to fall back. They realize that operator could be dangerous from his end. They are going back to B. I'm actually not sure what Anaadi Army are trying to do here. They are reaggressing back to the side of B. I believe they maybe have heard the TP from Solo, so they're going to be thinking of going back, knowing that that yellow position should be empty. They're going to be trying to clear that out with some utility. They have used up a lot of utility in the beginning of the rounds. And Vibe holding on to B main as well gives enough information. There's a cap in the Viper spoil, but Solo unable to exploit it. I believe he saw players through that, but he wasn't able to get a frag. As Wall coming into the Sage, Big Daddy Koi trying to find something as he's trying to play sneaky role, but instead he gets nothing. Solo is stuck on the top. He will be falling back, will be healed up. And meanwhile, oh wait, Trist! He's got it out.
Oh, he's outflanked.
Oh, and he got one frag, but still the trade comes in immediately. And Solo, he's still got his operator active. The spike is planted. The wall is still up though. They need to break this and they need to push in immediately. 4 players still alive for Team Punish. 3 players actually, sorry.
Baby goes down. There's going to be Solo with a refrag almost instantly, but Team Punish, they're outnumbered. The guns as well, they've got to go for these gunfights. It is going to be the operator in chamber now. The next casualty to fall, and Anaadi Army hold on for yet another round. Now it's working for Anaadi Army. Team Punished, they've had a buffer period of 5 rounds. All they need amongst those 5 rounds is just a single one to go their way. Now, 2 of them are finally over. 3 to go. Team Punish just need a 1 in 3 chance of securing a win, and the map will be done. They won't have to push it any further. But Anaadi Army are swinging by fully, and Team Punish, the economy as well, it's looking dicey. They've got plenty of ultimates to rely on. 4 ults, 2-day force already comes out, so no scarcity there, but the credits will be lacking if they lose this round, and I have a feeling this round should be the one Punish secure, because if they lose here, oh, it's going to be wraps. It's going to be oh so difficult. Anaadi Army will not give up a golden opportunity like this, not after what has happened so far in the second half entirely. So the attackers, they're, well, again, just looking slowly for that initial kill, for that initial avenue to push from. The defenders hold their ground. Webby's there in mid. There's no attacker. You've got the KO all alone towards the A bomb side, and he's making a lot of noise. He also wants to get a kill. Yeah, you can see Paradox, shooting down that entire Sage wall. But Team Punish, they're ready for it. You can see exactly why Kawhi has gone for that Viper split. Paradox is now gone. Anaadi army.
They've gotta
40
commit.
seconds. They have to go to B.
They have to commit to this B side, and there's a Viper spit with Big Daddy Kawhi in
down
there,
B.
and he says, "No, not today." Gets the frag onto the Sage. They're
30
still
seconds
continuing
left.
though, but he falls back. He knows that maybe he shouldn't overextend. Maybe he should not bite off more than he can chew. Gets one more onto loss. Can he find one more on the default plan spot?
Planted.
Oh, he could have gotten both there if he wanted to, but instead he gives it away. Now the players will be losing the gaining the HP that they lost because it's a decay. As a tap comes in, but from the flank, Kel'Thuzad INQ finds one, but he could finish the match right here. Gets one, spots the second. Can he finish him off? They're all swarming him, and it's gonna be 5 who finishes him off in the last one. And it is Team Punish who wins out the first map in their favor, giving them the 1-0 scoreline in this best of 3.
Defenders win.
They make it work. Team Punished make it work. Excellent. Excellent map from their side, especially towards the second half. I mean, getting 7 rounds consecutively is no small feat. Yeah. For a slight second, it was looking like a naughty army. They may have caught them. They may have been on their tail, but no, it just wasn't meant to be for their side. Really, really unfortunate. AA could not secure that map. I mean, it looked promising, but then they got shut down. As soon as it came back to their attack, once more, I mean, like you had said in the pre-match presentation, Kirito, having no duelist can be viable. You can make it work. Duelists, they're in this very weird equilibrium in the meta. But for Anaadi army, they definitely needed a spearhead in their attack, someone to lead the charge. The responsibility given up to the initiators, given up to someone like Paradox, sometimes Ionq on the chamber, just wasn't enough. And it was not only the initial responsibilities, it was also overall as a team, their attacks were failing. They were not able to get too much side control. Team Punish denied them. If they got side control, Team Punish diffused the spike, and so on and so forth. The problems continued and continued and continued. And AA just did not have a strong build from the ground up to sustain their attacking half. So, yeah, map out of their hands. We still have our next map. It is going to be Haven. Again, very, very interesting map. But for now, having a look at having a look at the map of Icebox, we'll bring up the highlights as soon as possible as well to see and to have a quick recap about how this entire map went by, to see exactly what the events were. But honestly, it was a thrill of a journey, especially towards the end of like the first half, where rounds were going by, thrifties were happening. You could never really guess what the result was going to be.
Yeah, especially in the beginning phases as well, we're getting confused on what's actually happening and who should be winning what round, and it wasn't going on as we expected at all. But what's more, as I think, was that you did say that they lost, they didn't have the spearhead to lead their charges, and
Yeah.
also adding on to that, I feel like were lacking that rush in their blood, that urgency to actually get into the site and make the plays that needed to happen. They're trying to go for passive plays. They're trying to go for maybe slow and methodical stuff, and that's good and all, but you need to have that little bit of aggression there to actually continue through with the plan, or instead you're going to be coming up with 3 players just holding on, waiting for someone to take the initiative to move into the site. So I believe maybe, as you said, an addition of a duelist might help that out. And we are going to see what's happening in the match. The highlights are pretty prepared. We're going to be checking out everything that happened. But yeah, look at how much, again, Vibe being the only duelist in this matchup, he didn't get a lot of impact, but he did provide the support. He played the utility with the Jet as well as he could have, and he did, as you said, spearhead the charges. He was walking in. We did see the Chamber alongside him, because Chamber also has properties of a duelist basically. So they're both trying to aggress into the site. They're both trying to make something happen for the team, and the rest of the team just follows through. That's how the role should be split amongst the team. That the duelist will be taking the opener role, initiators right behind them, and Sentinels then come in the post plans with their utilities. Stuff like that is what gave Team Punished that much of an edge on their second half, as we are going to see a lot of a lot more in these clips, how well they play these roles based on the agents. But yeah, overall it still was a close match. Now the army still played quite well on their defense, and just the utility on the defensive rounds from both Sova and KO was really good at denying the side push, denying the entry. Because when you know your opponents, when your entire plan just revolves around cutting off noises, keeping your enemies guessing, and hoping that there may be at least maybe 2 or 3 players only in this site instead of all or five of them. When you see that final K, 20 seconds remaining, you see that Sova Recon spotting 3 of your players, 20 seconds remain, you're like, they know. And now you're gonna have to bulldoze through all those players just to get to the site, just to get the spike down. That is what made Anaadi Army so good on their first half. They played the utility, they got the information, and reacted so well based on that. But the same just wasn't there on attack. The reaction was there, but it was just very slow, and there was no urgency to actually take gunfights in that situation.
Yeah, and I gotta agree, the urgency was there. Maybe at times the urgency can be created by that dive agent as well. I mean, of course, I agree that, Chamber had the responsibility of being the entry fragger, but yeah, everyone knows Chamber lacks that dive agent like role that the Jet has. The Jet, I mean, the dash is perfect. The dash is literally what invented the Valorant theory of the dive entry fragger. Raze came in, Neon as well with her walls and with the fast run. She does the dive agent role quite well, but Chamber obviously doesn't have that. He moves just as quickly as any other non-speed initiated agent would in Valorant. So keeping that in mind, Anaadi Army, yeah, a little bit of work to be done. But the next map, I did say that the next map is going to be a lot less forgiving. That's practically because of just the hype that Team Punished have and the confidence that they've got in their entire team. Their morale will be a lot more raised after this Icebox win, especially when they ended the first half 5-7 down. But for Anaadi Army, there's a silver lining to it. Next map of Haven, they've gone for the selection. We've seen Anaadi Army play this map. Yeah, we saw it yesterday only against the side of True Rippers. And Anaadi went for this, again, interesting kind of play with the Killjoy, the Breach and all that. We'll talk about that in a bit. But they managed to defeat True Rippers. So hopefully there's a little bit of optimism remaining in this best of 3. Looking at plain numbers now. We talked about Valorant theory. We talked about how exactly back and forth the teams went with their strategies. Now let's talk numbers. And right here, brilliant performance from Solo. 21 kills, 14 deaths, deserves to be the MVP of this match. Even IonQ having just the slightest bit of extra average combat score, 257 for him, 19 kills and 17 deaths. The Solo got a couple more kills, stayed alive in the server bit longer, but it's not like IonQ went by unnoticed. Both of these chambers, they fulfilled those roles. They did their job tremendously, and then everyone was really consistent, and goes to show exactly with such a close score, it shows that everyone put in their part a little more than each other.
Yep, and again, it's just playing the roles. It's not even like, okay, as the duelist, the Vibe is gonna top frag or something, and Cortez he's gonna have a good assist number, something like that. It's not like that. They all just got the impacts whenever they needed to. They all played well whenever they needed to, especially
Yep.
on the second half, and that's what kept them. That's what actually gave them the lead in that scenario. We a lot of times teams would panic. Teams would be like, okay, we are not playing well. Maybe we need to change things up. Instead, they remained calm. They stayed true to their strategy, which worked out in the end and helped them out. They were able to figure out the weaknesses of their opponents, and that's what helped them out in the end to get that scoreline in their favor. Because honestly, I was sort of rooting for another army. They were playing so consistently and playing so smartly. It was hard not to feel well about their strategy, feel confident in their agent composition, the way they played the first half. But again, is that sort of the same reason their agent composition that might have caused their downfall in that attacking phase, where they lacked that duelist role for someone to take up.
Yeah.
Or at least, even if someone did try, it wasn't really visible, or it wasn't really easy to pull off because of the lack of the same abilities and utilities that is provided. So maybe that will change in Haven. We did say that we are still feeling optimistic for the set of another army. Let's see what happens, but we're still gonna have to go into that map to see what happens there.
Yeah, absolutely. Haven is going to be very interesting. But before that, the players after this lengthy map need a break. We surely do as well. So, all of you people watching, stay tuned, keep watching, and we'll be right back with map number 2.
the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics. from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome back, everyone. You are watching AMD Ryzen and Windows 11 present the Esports Club Challenger Series for Valorant, powered by Crucial alongside our broadcast partner Loco. I'm CCV, joined alongside Kirito, and we are bringing to you the wildcard finals between Team Punish and Anaadi Army. It's a single best of three. The team that wins here moves on forward into the group stages, joining alongside the 7 best teams currently in South Asia, all to play for the 4 spots in the LAN event we'll be having next month, all to play for the prize pool that we've got to offer of 15 lakh rupees. Now, already, let's have a look at the map results of this best of three. Kirito, one map we've already seen it, and it's been tremendous. What a brilliant performance towards the very end by the side of Team Punish, on their defense, winning like 7 rounds consecutively. They did an excellent job. The plays, we saw the highlights every single time, play after play after play. It was just headshot and headshot and headshot. And I was thoroughly impressed by the performances these players gave. But you, the person watching as well, you can give and you can have very, very similar performances. If you're just into gaming, just want to play Valorant, you want to be a professional esports player as well, you definitely need a really, really good rig to support your ambitions, to support your hobby as well. And if you want to be the very, very best, or if you just want to have an enjoyable time, that is why I highly recommend go down in the description, get yourself some laptops powered by AMD Ryzen mobile processors. Top of the line stuff, they've got processors ranging for all the price points. They've got high end, mid tier, and even starter processors to help you and assist you in your gaming experience. You want to buff out the laptop, you want to make sure it's got the best OS, Windows 11, highly optimized, very fast, very efficient. And if you want to make it even faster as well, of course, you will have to get the NVMe SSDs powered by Crucial to make the speeds lightning fast, just like the performance we saw from Team Punish. As soon as it was second map, lightning fast it was. Now, my question to you, Kirito, is it's going to be the map of Haven. Do you think it will be the same result where Team Punish take a win?
It's definitely a possibility. I'm more leaning into that decision that Team Punish might have a bit more of an advantage here in Ascent as well. And it is again picked by the side of another army, and uh, the side of Team Punish will be defending for the first half. But the thing about this is again, it shares a lot of similar properties with Icebox being a very big map, a lot of rotations coming in. There is a site in the middle of B, but that is rarely where teams either go in to for the plant. Usually the only times you're gonna see a B side plant is either in the very beginning of a round for a B side rush, or when it's a late round scenario. Your both A entries and B entries have been blocked. Sorry, A entries and C entries have been blocked, and the only option is you're stuck in the middle of site. You're stuck outside window. Let's just go into B to finish things off. Those are the situations you're gonna see the side of B in. Other than that, it's gonna be mostly A or C pushes. And with that being said, the defense that the side of another army have shown, if they do go for a similar lineup, they might switch out the KO with a breach, maybe a sky. I feel like Sova should be sticking on, but a fade is also possible to come in here. So they might switch some of the agent selections out. They might come in for a different sort of initiator. Maybe the chamber is gonna stick in. Maybe they're gonna bring in duelist, considering the map of Haven does require a lot more of an entry potential, especially in the side of A and the side of C, where you need to clear a lot of the grounds. There is so much the defenders can do to try and block that. So we might see some differences coming in the agent composition, especially knowing what they did. They should analyze their mistakes from the first map, and I believe that is one of the things that they need to correct. So we might see those changes coming in. But again, the side of Team Punish, they did realize that their attacking rounds were a little bit lackluster. They were losing their entries, so that is something they need to fix as well.
Absolutely. Team Punisher focus on the entries on Haven. matters all the more. Like you said, very, very large map. The entry into the bomb site itself, it's so much more lengthy. I mean, think of the A bomb site on Icebox, right? So many boxes here and there. There's that narrow passage from A main. You've got the belts, you've got the rafters, you've got so many obstacles in your way, but it's all very narrow. It's all very cluttered. I don't want to use the term claustrophobic, but like similar in that range.
It is in that.
Haven, yeah, Haven is large. Sea Long is one straight hallway, no obstacles except for that little cubby towards the side. You are a lot more vulnerable. That's why you need that dive agent. And that's why so many times, I think both from Punished and from Anaadi Army, we've seen the jet being picked out. And speaking of compositions as well, I mean, we've seen both of these teams play the map of Haven. They've had victories. Yesterday, True Rippers were defeated by Anaadi Army 13 to 9. Great performance. Team Punished, I think day before yesterday, they defeated August here 13 to 10. So victories nonetheless. And their compositions, I think on Haven also, they run pretty similar. With just, I think the one exception is their Sentinel. Anari Army, they always like to go for the Killjoy. Meanwhile, Punished prefer the Chamber. And Trist on the Killjoy has been a very major talking point during this entirety of the second qualifier in the wildcards. I think it was aggressive that highlighted that as the Killjoy, when Breach is in the meta on the map of Haven, is risky. Because as a killjoy, you save up your ultimate, 8 ultimate points. Takes a while to get there. You deploy that lockdown, and one aftershock, it's gone. Two shock darts from Sova, it's gone. Hunter's Fury from Sova, it's gone. There's just so much utility that destroys the lockdown that opting for a chamber makes sense, but still, Anari Army have been quite consistent putting Trist on that KJ. It has worked for them in the past, but they've also failed. I still do remember Anari losing against Reckoning Esports on the map of Haven a couple of days ago. So keeping that in mind, yeah, the Killjoy on the the Killjoy on the map. It's a risky move that Anari will be going for. Any thoughts you have about it as we wait for the match to start? Because I believe we've gotten confirmation from the administrators that the players they're just having a couple of tech issues. So while we sort that out, yeah, Kirito, what are your thoughts on KJ being brought out in this meta?
I mean, KJ, again, I don't know if you know, but the recent buffs to the KO have also allowed him
Yeah,
to
also the
break
fragment.
break the fragment. Yeah, the fragment has been buffed. It goes through the walls, and now on a lot of maps where the Killjoy ultimates were safe, they aren't safe anymore. So it's difficult for Triss to play that Killjoy, but again, with the map this large, when you have to at least have one player anchoring onto a site, uh, if a chamber does play that anchoring role, it will be a little bit difficult for him. It's more of a player-based role, actually. If you feel like you're gonna take a lot of gunfights, if you feel like you're gonna need as much advantage as you can to take those trades, go for multi-frags to try and defend the site. Definitely go for the chamber. That's gonna be good for you. The TP is gonna be allowing you to reposition and try and get a couple of more frags here and there. The traps are gonna slow things down. But when you play the Killjoy, you're gonna have to play for the utility. You're basically gonna be playing a lot more of a passive role. You're gonna stay behind sight, let your utility soften up the enemy, and then go in for the peak. Or at least, even if you don't go in for the peak, you're gonna wait for your teammates to come in for the rotation, and then maybe use any remaining utility you have
Choose your
on the
agent.
post plan. But again, one more thing that the Killjoy does have is the post plan scenario. Considering that the side of now the army, they're going for the attacking side to begin things off. That the Killjoy could be a little bit effective, as considering that uh, Lost and Dogs are going to be playing the Astra and the Sova. Both agents really useful in the post plant as well. So if they can get the spike down, if they can try and play the passive role, fall back, play off those utilities, and then buy some time for anybody to go for peaks later on to try and diffuse the spike. So that is something that they have going for them. But again, they need to find the round advantage and convert those later when the side switch happens. Because we saw the
Mhm.
weaknesses they had on attack in the last map. If those carry through, they have a better agent selection now with the breach and all the aggressive agents that they have. They have a better composition. They need to make this work. They need to come out of that mentality where they weren't proactive, they were very passive, and they need to start taking more aggressive steps into the site.
Yeah, gotta agree. So, taking those aggressive steps as well, it's gotta start from around number one. You cannot wait. And absolutely for Anari Army as well, they cannot delay this any further. They need to push it to bind. I mean, they have to push it to bind. They don't have any other choice. Now, after losing the map of Icebox, map 3 will be their safe haven. But they've got to reach there. and it's going to be a very lengthy, a very treacherous journey from here to bind if they do embark on it. And still in if, Kirito, you said that Team Punish have a very solid chance of converting this into a 2-0 best of 3. I gotta agree. For the time being, not just the situational like changes that we have seen with the compositions, with the KJ and all that, with the recent changes happening, but mostly as I'd highlighted towards the end of the map of Ice Wars, is that just the momentum and the confidence that the members of Punished have right now after that Icebox win is got to be through the roof. Their team morale has to be really high up. I mean, we still remember, Kawai's reaction when that ace happened. And that was just an ace. After the map win, we all saw how very well Team Punish were playing. They want that spot in the group stages. They want to battle against the other 7 best teams we have in South Asia to, fight for the top 4 spots so that they can represent their team in the LAN event taking place later. And again, that's also going to be a banger. If you already don't know about it, the Esports Club Arena, 12th, 13th and 14th of August, it will be taking place in Bangalore, South India. You can go in the description, get yourself free tickets all 3 days. You can go in the esports zone. We will be having our Challenger Series finals. You will be having booths set up from our lovely sponsors as well, who will be there providing massive slash discounts on almost all of their products that you will not find on any online e-commerce platform for the time being. It's going to be LAN only discounts. You will have community cups as well for Valorant, for FIFA, for Mortal Kombat. You can meet your favorite creators. You can see your favorite creators as well. And the matches, it's going to be a blast. But for now, we still have a bit more before we can talk about the LAN, before we can head on over to the LAN. For now, the group stage remains as well. And for now, we still need to figure out who will be the final team moving on forward into said group stages. So, without any further ado, pistol round upon us. It is going to be the side of Anaadi army. Now on attack, Team Punish start out on defense. And right here, so we go.
Yup, a risky play for the side of Team Punish because they know that they need one more to finish things off, and they're going to try and get that early on. As we can see, Kel'Thuzad getting a frag and a follow-up as well, provided by his teammate. The KO comes in, Vibe's going to be supporting, and again, Anaadi army, you said about them being more proactive, but that maybe just be a little bit too much. They did clear out all the positions, but it's just the coordination between the players of Team Punish that gave them that round. Now Kel'Thuzad again with 50 HP. He's got a frenzy with written the name of Thrist on it, but he's going to be avoiding any action in there. Cortez again not being too aggressive, spots out a player in A main, and now he falls back, knows that he's going to have to play much more of a passive role. The drone from Lost comes in, doesn't spot the player on the close left of B main though, but doesn't even matter. They're going to the side of A, whereas only one player is holding on. But there are players close to rotation now with some noise being heard by the Sova. The rotations are going to come in. Here comes the breach to provide support, and now Cortez from short gets the first frag. He's still looking for players behind him, but there is no one. It's Kawhi who's going to be taking down inside the site. And Trist still trying to hold on with the recon, still trying to keep the enemies at bay. He's going to be surviving barely. The swarm maze do a lot of damage onto him, but Lost is still guarding onto him, still holding on. And now they realize that the rotations are coming in. 2v4 situation.
One enemy
Drone
remaining.
doing so much damage.
Left.
Doesn't even matter. Cortez comes in from short, and they get the first round. Again, Anaadi army, not the start they would have wanted to have, but still, it is just the pistol round. The match has barely begun.
Yeah, yet again, just like Icebox, it is going to be Team Punished winning out that pistol round. So currently, out of the 3 pistols we've seen, Team Punished have won all 3 of them. No matter what happens to Anaadi army from this point forward, if they win here, if they lose, if they're out of the Challenger Series, the one thing they've got to go back and have a look at their wards has to be their pistols, because they haven't been the most optimal. And now AA are now going to be taking that unnecessary risk. They're now going and forcing thereby pure eco from their side. Just classics on board, save as many credits as possible, and wait for round number 3. This round, AA already know. It's going to be it's going to be a lot lethal. It's going to be merciless from Anaadi army. It's going to be lethal from the side of Team Punish towards Anaadi army, unless and until A can overturn it. But full on A execute it is. Jet shot in hand, shut down. Cortez with the opener. Punished hold on, and the Sova and the Spectre is all that's needed. That's the third for Cortez. Shock dart lined up.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, okay. Paradox also
down
swings in.
A.
He also wants to get into the action, but it's done and dusted. Trist, he doesn't have the spike, and he's all alone. So, yeah, we all knew what the result of this round was going to be. Now it's almost about to be over.
Oh, Vibey, I think he spotted him out there, and he does have a shorting and jumping around. Oh, that got a little bit scary for Vibey. He's only got 50 HP left, but yeah, again, the round is there. Losing one player won't matter, but still they get the flawless round in their favor. And again, it's just the lack of weapons. There's not really much you can talk about here. It's just that maybe if they had chosen, maybe decided to be in the side of an eco round, could have been a little bit better, but again, it doesn't really matter. This round was with Team Punished as soon as they won the first one. So with that being said, a 2-0 score is going to be coming in, and Anaadi Army will have enough money to go for a buy in this second follow-up round. So they are going to be going for a timeout because they realize that, again, not the best start they would have wanted to have in this first map, and then in the second map as well. They definitely need to keep the momentum going, and they definitely need to start thinking a little bit more fast-paced, and they need to start thinking a little bit more playing with the team, but again, not being too slow, not being too, as we said, passive, but they need to make sure they play with each other as well while they're doing that, because again, we do see the players over here on the side of Team Punish. They're doing the entries, they're going for those jet plays and dashing into side, but there is a breach stun before that, there is a breach flash before that. The support is there, and the follow-up trades whenever the jet comes in, he gets one frag, gets taken down on the second point of contact. There is a trade coming in from his teammates, and that's what will be helping out this team, trying to get the frags, trying to get the job done on the entries. As we're gonna go into this next round again, now the army, they need to have that same sort of mentality, that is to follow up the player that is doing the entry. But yeah, for now, they are gonna have to follow the charge of the jet, and they're looking to go for a fast B execution again. As I said, usually it's always in the beginning of the round, but Team Punish, I believe, already have realized that maybe this is a detour. Here comes the fragment, and that's gonna push the player back. First frag. Oh, that was definitely not what they had in mind. Trade does come in. Solar has been taken down, and it's already a 4v4 situation. Looks like they're re-rotating back to the side of C, but look at where Kel'Thuzad is. He can try and find some impact. This is a common position though, and I believe Anaadi Army should read this, and they should at least clear this out. But Kel'Thuzad, he'll take any frags he can get right now.
Oh,
And there is none, unfortunate. But Vibey, he's under a lot of pressure as he's getting pushed. The flash, he's trying to buy time. He's going for a peek despite being stunned. What a crazy person he is. He will find Paradox, and this flank from Cortez is huge as well. He's playing the patient game. He gets what? He gets a second. What? How many bullets was that? I have no idea.
30
But
seconds
Tris
left.
will be taken down, and it's all on to Lost. Pushed in towards Garage, and oh, the timing. He looks away, but oh, this is confusing. But he can win this. He's got a Vandal.
The spike in no man's land. Yeah, the members of Punished as well have better weaponry. They win their bonus round, and they pick up all of these rifles that Anaadi Army had dropped. Free 2700 credit upgrade for their side. They play this really smartly. The situational awareness being present, and Anaadi Army, yeah, as soon as they lost Ion Q, as soon as they lost their jet, it looked a bit dicey. They went for the C take, but they got bottlenecked. As we've always talked about, we just briefly mentioned this, Kirito. C long, vast open area, very vulnerable, long hallway. You can't get going, you will fail. So for AA, it's not the best of starts, you know. It's going to be their second eco of the map. And it's going to be not a full eco, but like a semi-eco. We can see a couple of upgraded pistols on their side. Frenzy, Sheriffs, I believe. We even spotted a Marshal. But that's about it. Team Punish, they're ready for this because they've got Vandals and Phantoms in hand. It's not going to be a major problem or a major hassle for these defenders to deal with another execute. The attackers really need that new element of surprise. And the defenders already, look at this, they've got the situational awareness. The flash in return goes through. The rotations are coming in. 3 defenders in the A-bomb side. Paradox very close. Anaadi Army, yeah, they can rotate, but will they? All of them still huddled up adjacent to the bomb side. Spike is still here. What is the attacker's plan?
They have made a lot of noise right now, and
Here.
that noise has definitely given Team Punished an idea that okay, it's possible they're going to A, and you can't blame Team Punished because that is a right decision to make. But they don't get the rotation. Big Daddy Kawhi up close and personal. As
30
Triss does
seconds
get one frag, but the trade comes immediately from him. And now without the activity to be activated, we see another frag from Solo. It's coming in, but he doesn't get the frag. As the trade, he's gonna have to TP out. 2v3 situation. The side is theirs, but they have a man's advantage.
One enemy remaining.
Aggressive push coming in from the Astra. They get the spike down, but the trades aren't gonna come in. It's a 3-0 score and becoming a 4-0. Again, there was lack of weapons, and I feel like a lack of planning from Anaadi Army. I get the idea. Again, they've done this in the map of Iceboxes, cutting off all noise and then confusing your defender, making them think it's a rotation, faking that rotation, walking back to the same site. They've done that, but they made a lot of noise, sending shock darts late into the round and giving up so much information, so much noise being made that you can't. I mean, you can't blame Team Punish for keeping 3 to 4 players near that A site.
Exactly. The amount of noise they made and just the hasty decision as well towards the very end to go resulted in that unfortunate result. Now, yet again, they've got better weaponry. Solo as the chamber holding the side rendezvous just in the nick of time. And yet again, it is going to be Ayan Q who falls as the initial casualty. And Anaadi Army, they could not hold forward with that jet. In a group of 4, they are backing off, and once more, this attack isn't looking the strongest. Why? Because Team Punish, they've got everything in return. Team Punish, they've just denied that execute, and yet again, they've killed the spearhead of the attack. So, Kawhi just counter-strafing towards A, spots one of the players, readies himself up. Cosmic Divide comes through from Astra. That's quite interesting. And you've got the fault line. Kawhi is ready for it. He's telling his teammates, wait for my command. Only then strike. AA.
And he runs away after getting
now
it.
they're surrounded. Yeah, now Anaadi Army, they're surrounded. They're flashed. They're dazed. No way to escape. No way home for these guys.
They're under a lot of pressure. Now they're disrupted as well. We see the Sova still. He's still in A main lost. He's still holding on. I don't know if he's expecting some player to aggress, but look at how
30
patient
seconds
Team
left.
Punish start. They aren't going for that. And the rest of his teammates, they're going for the hunt. They're trying to find if that Astra, he's holding any aggressive angle under window or something, but they find nothing. Now time is running away. Wait, they only have 15 seconds. They're not going to be able to go into sight. I believe the best option should be going for a
10
safe right
seconds
now.
left.
Not giving away any frags for your opponents. Lost, dodging that recon. But it's not like we are going to see any aggression, or they might actually. Cortez already spotted one of those players out, and they're going to get one frag. Round is already won. The shock darts connect. Doctor, he's holding patiently, but the patience doesn't pay off. He's going to be taken down in the end regardless. And a
That's the worst
5-0.
for Doxter.
Yeah, the
No.
economy is being pressured now.
It's the worst because Doxer didn't die before the timer ran out. So once the timer ran out, Doxer was alive with a rifle. And as an attacker, if the timer runs out, you're still alive, you do not get the round loss bonus credits. Doxer lost his life, lost the weaponry after the timer ran out. So now he has no money, no gun saved. He has to go for half armor Spectre. Oh, that's just economically so damaging and devastating for the side of Anaadi Army. Team Punish, they are looking mighty strong. And AA, with whatever credits they've got saved, they rack up enough for a decent enough buy. But yet again, it's the execute that's got to work out. They need to plant the spike. They need to get into proper post-plant positions. Paradox is looking to plant it, but it's the fragment, it's the shock guard, it's the gravity well. Everything works. But yeah, I mean, it's already destroyed. I think it was the aftershock. Whatever it was, lockdown gone and Punish ready for this retake.
Oh, here comes the breach ultimate. The rolling thunder comes in. Oh, I think it was a stun instead. The Argyle is pushing in, and it looks like IMQ holding on for now. Gets a couple of frags. He's gonna be run and gun. They're gonna be trying to take him down, but the rest of the players, they're all in short. Hunters reactivated for the attackers. Now the army, they're trying to play this post as well as they can. It's gonna be Cortez with only 30 HP. Has to utility as well. Buying time. Now they're gonna push in when the players are stunned. And the Killjoy gets one twist. Cortez on the other side of the side gets one, but the time is ticking away and everybody dies. The Anaadi army, they're gonna get their first round, but again, economy will be taking a damper as they all will be falling. They can afford buys. Yeah, they can afford buys in the next one, but still, you would prefer to have a much better situation. And good retake attempt from Team Punish, but it's just that one angle that they didn't clear out where the Jet was hiding. IMQ getting a couple of frags was huge. If he was instantly traded, maybe something different would have happened, but again, that singular position was what caused their downfall. But again, another loss coming in from their Team Punish. I guess they didn't expect to lose that round at all. So they were willing, I mean, again, they might have thought that, okay, we have this all for granted. We have the site. We are going to be able to win the retake. But when they didn't, that might have been a bit of a wake-up call. But it's nice to see that they're still understanding that despite having this much of a lead, they don't want to lose it early on. They don't want to give away with the momentum they have built up. So they're trying to maintain that. But one thing I'm really nervous about is you did realize they haven't picked a Duelist in this lineup. They have a lot of utility, but they don't really have a player to utilize that utility. The KO, the Breach, the Sova. It's all going to be really useful on the attacking half. But again, the same problem that Anaadi Army had on the attacking half of Icebox. If some player can step up and take that role, that's great. But it's going to be difficult, especially with either a Sova or an Astra or a Chamber to play that role of an entry.
Absolutely, yeah, once the Jet goes, it's a lot more difficult. And I mean, yeah, for the side of Team Punished as well, keeping that in mind, they, I mean, by default, will be in that predicament where they will have to rely on Sova, Astra, can be a Chamber as well, to go for such plays and such entries. But for the side of AA, still, 6 more rounds to go before their attacking half ends. They still have to make sure they survive through what Team Punish will be throwing their way. So the last round was quite expensive. Team Punish, they used a lot of their utility. The Rolling Thunder was also brought out. And now everything is at a standstill. Full buy from all of these players. Solo has pushed up from C-Long, so the amount of info he's giving is so worthwhile. However, he gets shut down by Doxer. Now, the information given is everyone in Anaadi army is near A or B mid. Be careful. Have your people positioned there. There is no need to fall back just yet. But Team Punish, they're spreading out a lot more. Scott is inside the bomb site. He's flashed Ion Q. He's still trying to find the Sova. Got it. Good for one. Another for him. He's looking for more and more play. There's a reason he's the top fragger right now. It's because he's on a tear.
Almost
4K.
Gonna be turned down to a 1v1 though. Trist is the other player in the flank. He's holding on. He's gonna stay inside, but he's expecting him in CT. And Kiltuzad, he's being patient about this as well. He's slowly creeping up. But has he made any noise? No, he has no idea. Oh, he has an idea. He's gonna be playing into CT now. He knows that there is a player inside the side as Kel'Thuzad. He's going for the stake. There is no utility, and he's slowly creeping up. Time is taking away a pros on pick. He's looking the wrong angle, and in this last second, he just needed one more to get the defuse in. He was looking at the wrong angle. And that's what's going to cause the downfall. Honestly, if he cleared out the site a little bit more, he might have found the player hiding in CT. But a decent attempt though. Cortez, man. 4K. I mean, again, the rest of his team just needed one more.
Yep. Just one more. But unfortunately, wasn't meant to be. So, for the side of Team Punished, I mean, Cortez, good god, 14 kills for him. Now it's Solo, operator in hand, position given away, and already he falls back safely. But Anaadi army still know where this chamber is. And it's going to be the Rolling Thunder from the side of the attackers to go for this rush A take. And they find an empty bomb site. Really good utility usage. You flush out the defenders early on, and wait! Paradox, what a kill! From this, through the smoke from the side, takes down the Sova, and this is looking to be a flawless round win for the attackers. With the way they played this, just kill after kill, headshot after headshot. Solo really shouldn't be going for this. Team Punish Look to save your guns. You've already lost 2 rounds in a row. Anaadi Army are racking up the charges. They're racking up round after round. It's better to save the guns. And yeah, that's exactly what Punished will be doing. So smart decision right here. But boy, oh boy, was that a pitch perfect execute from the side of Anaadi Army.
Indeed, it was. And Team Punish slowly, they were looking really strong to start things off 5-0. Then it's now a 5-2, possibly going to a 5-3. And you gotta imagine, is this gonna go too far ahead? Twist will be taken now, but I don't think that's gonna affect the economy too much for the end of okay, alright. But regardless, Team Punish, they still have a lead, they still have some money to work with. They are gonna be scraping the bottom of their bucket to get these guns online in the next one. But they still can get the opportunity to try and cancel out as much as money the side of Anaadi Army had. If they win these next couple of rounds, which they have the potential to do, they can definitely destroy whatever momentum Anaadi Army had built up and cancel out the economy that they had. So with that being said, again, they need to play out their utilities a lot more. We see that they have all those initiator utilities available to them. And again, as the name suggests, initiator initiates any activity. They can also be used to deny the entry as well. Sova Recon, the Breed Stun, the KO utility, the feeling that you get when you're tagged by a KO 0 point, that you're detected, your presence is known, it immediately gives you a mental sense that okay, maybe I should back off. They know I'm here, they're expecting me here, and it's just using that utility efficiently is what they're trying to do. And right now it looks like it's going to be a seaside execution, at least a fake at the best, because the spike is still in A. And after showing their presence just a little bit, Triss, they're gonna fall back and looks like we aggress towards A. B side is completely empty. There is a chamber trap there, but if they can time it right, that could be a late flank waiting to happen. But yeah, it's gonna be an A side execution again with 40 seconds remaining. Right on the other side of smoke, Esports test. Does he push through? He sees the gun barrel and he's gonna run away. No trade happening. That could be huge, and that's gonna disrupt the push. Recons do come in, but the side entry is being denied as the rest. So there are 3 players here for the side of Team Punished. They're buying so much time. 20 seconds remaining. A quick rotation should be what's happening, as they already have a player in garage. But Kawhi, he's trying to hold on and trying to get some damage done to the players while they rotate. Gets one. Can he get a second? No, trade happens, but he's bought enough time. 10 seconds remaining. Now Vibe holding outside of B main, but there's a player to his left. If he can deny this entry with the spike, that is huge, and he knows there's a player to his left as well. Trying to buy some time, trying to take him down, but the spike run won't happen regardless. Round is one, pulls out the shorty, doesn't even matter. The round is theirs, and 6-3. This is a big round for Side Team Punish to rejuvenate the momentum they had in the early stages of this first half.
Absolutely. I mean, the delays are working. Anaadi Army, their executes are getting dismantled by the very second. In an individual kill after kill after kill, Team Punished are picking apart whatever attack Anaadi Army were throwing their way. And at the very least, Team Punished make sure that it is going to be an equal half. At the very least, it's going to be a 6-6. At the most, they've confirmed a 9-3. Feel like it'll be something in the middle. An 8-4, perhaps 7-5. Let's wait and watch. AA this time. They want to rush the C-bomb side. Ayanq is the opening casualty. And again, the attackers cannot follow through. The dive agent was present, but the dive dove in a little too deep and drowned, sadly, in that abyss that Team Punished had laid out. So once more, it's just like those early rounds all over again. Ayanq went for it. He sent it 100 miles an hour, but his team just couldn't follow through. There was just too much utility in the way. They could not continue with that C rush, and Anaadi Army yet again find themselves in such a spot where it's so difficult to get out of without that entry frag on board of 4 versus 5.
Yep, and now with this situation, they're trying to get into the side of B. There's not really much stopping them, as the chamber alarm bot will be blocked off. Trying to play this silently, but Vibe's got an awareness of a god as he's going to be taking him down. Putting on the breach, and now the push has been disrupted. They do have a lot of utility to try and deny this. Oh, what a shot from Chris. He's going to find an opening into C. Also the player in main, the spike is going to be dropped. So shot darts flying. Okay, that's going to be an interesting one. Those are actually close, but Trist, he's still in a better position to try and make something happen. He will find one more, but he's in a 1v3
seconds
situation.
left.
Shorty pulled up, doesn't even. I mean, come on, let the mans get a shorty frag right now. They're trying to get one since like 4 rounds ago. But regardless, great play, great awareness from the side of Team Punishment, realizing that this could be a B push in the end. The smokes did give away a lot of noise. Vibe playing with that aim, Cortez as well. This frag was so important and giving them the situation to play the round that much more safer. You know, whenever they go for the peaks, it's a risky situation, especially playing an initiator. It's you don't have any utility to support you. You're not a chamber, you're not a jet, you're not a Reyna that you win that gunfight you can dismiss away or anything like that. It's always a risky situation, but they're taking these fights so confidently and they're so aware of their surroundings. It's great to see when a team just, you know, automatically flicks to an angle where somehow an enemy is. And it feels like, okay, do they have wall hacks? But it's just the awareness, man. It's just that they're playing smartly, they're aware of the situation, they're realizing that, okay, this is a possibility. So let's just, you know, give a short peek. And then when they see that the possibility is reality, they react so well according to it.
Absolutely. Their reactions, the dynamic nature of their play as well, everything is working. And it's looking oh so well for the side of Team Punish Anaadi Army. I believe it's a tech pause that's taken just for a little brief second. Hopefully everything gets resolved as soon as possible. Yeah, seems like there's a disconnection on the side of Team Punish. So hopefully that gets resolved as soon as possible. But yeah, for the time being, Punish doing an excellent job of extending their lead further and further. And problem is, once more, as we saw last time on the map of Icebox, even though Anaadi Army, they had that lead after the events of the first half on Icebox, it got overturned, and it got overturned so rapidly. Team Punished were looking very, very, very strong. Here, it's going to be a little more difficult. You did highlight, Kirito, that Team Punished, they'll be going on attack. They'll not have that duelist just yet. The responsibilities will be given to someone else. So keeping that in mind, yeah, those attacks will be a lot more difficult. We can imagine it's not going to be as flawless or as easy of round wins as a couple of their defenses have been. But can Team Punished persevere through? A lot of it depends on how many rounds they already have. Is it going to be 8-4? Is it going to be 9-3? That's also a major factor. But it depends on, what the final result is going to be. So for now, just seeing a lot of, like talks going on within the entire roster, discussing everything that's happened so far and everything they want to continue with.
Yeah, and if they do that, that will be great to see, and that will give them, that will actually paint a good image that, okay, we learned from our mistakes. Maybe in the first map we were looking a little bit uncomfortable in the attacking half. The utility was exploiting us, but right now both sides are looking a lot stronger. They're making a lot of less mistakes and fixing the mistakes that they had done in the first map. But we are seeing that again. Now the army, they're having some trouble in these rounds. They're making really weird decisions, and they have all that utility to play off of, but it's just that they're not being smart about it. They're not rotating when I feel like they should rotate. They're not reacting like they should. Maybe the communication could be having some problems. Maybe that first map jittered them up a little bit after losing that great lead that they had. But again, that's the thing that they need to work on improving. That's what makes the team strong, is if you lose a map, if you lose a 13-0, that will definitely affect you mentally. But it's the fact of overcoming that. It's the fact that, okay, we still have a couple more maps. We're not done yet. So let's just do what we do and try and win out the next one. So that is something that they should have done, at least as the break came in. But that did not happen yet, so they still have chances, as you said, as I said, that again there is the lack of a duelist for the side of Team Punishers. Yeah, but again, let's just see where this goes. This is
Exactly.
so much that can happen, especially after that last map.
Oh, 100%. So yeah, we're just waiting on one of the members to join back from the side of Team Punish. As soon as that happens, we can jump back into the game. We can start off with round number 11 But yeah, a lot to talk about. Even on the map of Bind, Bind, you definitely need at least one duelist. You will not be rocking many Sentinels. It's Sentinels on the map of Bind that usually get phased out. Many teams internationally, of course, here in South Asia as well, have been picking that up. I think, I mean, yeah, practically everyone does it nowadays. If you want to go for a Sentinel, Chamber is your go-to pick. You'll not find a lot of Killjoy and Cypher. It's only a very comfort pick for a specific player. And if a team wants to incorporate it in their setup, they can. But nowadays, it's highly unlikely. Chamber, most likely, no Sentinel as well. It's going to be double initiator, double duelist that they're going for. Or one of my personal favorites. It always includes a Sentinel, but it's the old meta. It's Astra Viper Sage. The prior to Astra Viper nerf, it was amazing. I mean, that was such a defense, utility, time wastage oriented setup. I could talk about it on and on and on, and how well it could work on defense, especially just because you have the most amount of delaying ability that's out there in the game. You've got Astra Novas, you've got Gravity Wells. To an extent, you've got the smokes as well. You've got the Viper Toxic Screen to delay and to, like not allow the line of sights to be established. You've got the Viper Snake Bites. You've got the Wall Orb. You've got the Slow Orb. There's so much that can be used by the defense to delay the attackers without even taking those head-on gunfights, without even face checking many of the angles. And that's why Astro Viper worked on so many maps. We saw it briefly on Split. A very couple of times it was brought out on Ascend, like just very minuscule times, but mainly it was for Bind and for Split. But yeah, really good strat. Nowadays, Bind is going to be different. And that's my question for these teams as well. Is that what exactly are they looking for? Because, we have not seen the most amount of Bind from these teams. A couple of matches here and there, yeah, they've absolutely played it, but they still are figuring it out. And if we do go to the decider map, the thing is, Kirito, it will be a best of one essentially. One map decides which team will be moving on forward into the group stages and which team will be falling back and going out of the Challenger Series. And it's going to be very difficult. But for the time being, yeah, unfortunately, the technical issues continue. So as we figure it out, as we wait for the players to join back in, we'll be taking a very short tech pause. So keep watching and we'll be right back.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.
Didn't we say it was going to be a quick tech pause? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to AMD Ryzen and Windows, and present the Esports Club Challenger Series for Valorant, powered by Crucial, and alongside our broadcast partner, Loco. I'm CSV, joined alongside Kirito, and we are bringing to you the wildcard finals. Now, if you have been watching us, the map of Haven, Team Punished, and Anaadi Army, you would know a couple of tech pauses were there. One of the players had disconnected, but now we're getting the confirmation. Everything is ready up. The players very soon will be starting off with round 11. So the delays are done. We've had a couple of delays, even on Icebox. For a second, there was a player disconnection, but now everything seems to be back in order. Everything is looking very well, and very, very soon we'll be starting off with the maps. Yeah, Kirito, we were just discussing about the compositions and executing on the site, on the map of Haven, on any bomb site without those entry fraggers as well. But I think everyone can agree that for the time being, Team Punish, they are in great form. Question is, can they continue this form after all the delays that have happened after the disconnections and whatnot? Will they still have the same team morale?
Yeah, and I think this is what I've sort of picked up as well when you think about it in the map of Icebox. When they win a round, it's that momentum picking up, and it's something that exists in Valorant quite a lot compared to other tactical FPS esports tournaments and stuff like that. It's that once you start getting the roll on, once you start winning a couple of rounds, it's a higher possibility that you're gonna end up getting a score line that's much better than you thought it would be, because the momentum picks up, the team pace picks up, the team feels much more confident in all the strategies and everything, so they play much more better. So again, these pauses, these are sort of, if these were tactical pauses, it's sort of a way to shut down your opponent's momentum. They're like, okay, they
Yeah.
won a couple of rounds in a row, you can't fight them in game, let's just physically pause the game and get rid of the momentum. So again, it is a quality of a good team to keep that momentum flowing, keep that blood flowing, even in the pauses. So if they're able to do that, that's going to be great, and that will definitely help them out. Also, they do, I mean, again, they have everything going for them, at least for the time being, at least for this defensive half. They've got the good utility usage, they've got the site denial, they've got the side of another army in a situation where they're getting very much pincered, they're surrounded, they're unable to make decisions properly, things that happen during the map of Icebox as well. And they're just reading them really beautifully in a lot of these matches and a lot of these scenarios, and positioning themselves in the map to deny those entries so well. We're seeing very rare spike plans, by the way. It's been, I
Yeah.
believe, 10 rounds already, so the spike plans aren't as frequent. We do see them getting the spike in here and there, but those are off rotation. Those are off maybe an intense fight in the side of A. One player comes out from the side of Anaadi army and just goes for a rotation. Doesn't even care for if there are any teammates left for him. That he just runs to the side of C or the side of B to get that spike down. Those is desperate situations that the side of the attackers are getting in their favor. But again, when you're alone in that side, what do? The rotations are going to come in from the other end regardless. And when they have the man advantage, it's just a matter of time before they win that round. So again, they need to have a more clear cut idea of what they're going to do. They're going to have to figure out what the strategy is before they go for the execution, and at least have a couple of plan A's or plan B's or plan C's ready in case the attack doesn't work out, because that's happening a lot of frequently, and that's going to happen more considering how the side of the defenders are playing, how they're using the utility,
Yeah.
and the composition that they already have. It's going to be hard to break through the Sova, the KO, and a breach. It's almost like a bit of an Avengers Assemble moment. These three initiators that are running the game right now, all in the same composition. It's great to see that happen.
Yeah, I gotta say, but for the time being, just getting notified that there has been another player disconnection. So a bit of a false alarm from my side. I do take blame. I was really hyped up. I got the call. Everyone got the call, and the players were indeed in the lobby. Everyone was ready. But another disconnection is there, and for that very reason, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We will be right back after we take just another short break.
From the legends of memory and storage Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome back, everyone, to AMD Ryzen and Windows 11 present the Esports Club Challenger Series for Valorant, powered by Crucial, alongside our broadcast partner Loco. I'm CCV, joined alongside Kirito. Feels like it's deja vu all over again every single time I go for this intro, but now it's really happening. Oh my
Oh,
god, I was
who would have thought?
anticipating this more than I was anticipating my exam results. Good god, all right. It is going to be round number 11.
out of my
Kirito,
way.
take it away. Team Punish still on defense.
Yeah, they're gonna be going into the side of B, the side of Anaadi army, trying to go for a quick B execution, I believe. And yeah, the pattern follows up. It's always an early B or a late B push. You can never count B as an option in the middle of the side. But Hunter Spree comes in. INQ is actually gonna hunt down the Hunter Spree. Cortez taken down. We do see Kel'Thuzad reacting to that, almost finding the headshot. Will be having some blades used up at him as the spike will be planted in the post-plant scenario. Again, the quick B executions are sometimes so effective. Another army already have found such an impact. Kel'Thuzad, he was in his astral form, but ING coming up from behind. Vibey now, he's under a lot of pressure. He's inside the side. There are players in front of him, and you gotta consider the danger of the jet still with him. The breach, Rolling Thunder used up, and Vibey's gonna try and push through that. Picks up a Spectre, not a Vandal. As a drone comes in, he's gonna try and push through that, but fails to do so. Meanwhile, Big Daddy Kawhi's got his own troubles to deal with as INQ gets a triple kill to finish him off. Now they're both focusing on him. The off shot trying to connect but won't do that. Solo does find one,
Last player
but
standing.
that's not gonna connect. Oh wait.
Last round before the
That
switch.
could actually be bad, or no? Okay, they have money. That could have been a
Yeah.
little bit better. It could have been a little bit better for them. I believe Trist would have enough money to play off of, but regardless, they lose all their players. ADs will be effective, nothing really much. Other than that, we do see Team Punish still having enough money to go for a buy. Barely though. I think Solo will be playing his Tour de Force. Meanwhile, Cortez might go for a lower weapon, a Bulldog maybe. Meanwhile, all the players of another army, they're going to be going for their rifles. Half armors are available. Oh, Solo dodging those utilities, standing to the recon, trying to go for a wall bang. Did connect on INQ, but he will be falling back, so that they're not going to give any more frags away. And despite all that activity, they're going to still stick outside of A. They're going for a rotation, but it's so slow. It's going to give Vibey enough time to position himself under window. That bot won't spot him. CCV. This could be very dangerous if they don't clear him.
Yeah, all Webby needs to watch out for is his trigger discipline. He can get multiples. He can rack up the charge. Don't just go for one. He is in an extremely vital position. He spots Doxer, but Doxer! Oh, really, really good headshot. Eliminates the KO. And now Anaadi army, they get free reign on towards the B bomb site. So, Spike's gonna go down very, very soon. Team Punish, they're trying to delay these attacks even more. Spam fire onto INQ. And you
he
still have
alive?
Kawhi in the bomb site. Anaadi army. Wait, they're preparing now for a garage take. They sent IonQ
This is so
on towards
slow.
B. He's
30
gone.
seconds left.
And now Anaadi army, yeah, they've lost all the momentum they had. They want to go towards the C bomb side. Punish are ready for this. They've got a cosmic divide. And what is the attacker's plan from here?
I do not know, but they do have the spike plan down. They have ultimates to play with. They have a player on the lurk as well. But again, the Cosmic Divide available for the side of Team Punish. They do. We're going to see Doxer finally coming in from the side of Garage. Another flanker is there from the side of B. The Sova coming in, and he can try and buy some time. It is a 2v4 situation, so I believe the side of Team Punish are going to be looking to maybe... Okay, this is the last round, so they are going to execute regardless, but Lost, peeking at the right time, gets one almost a second, low HP, and Trist finishes him off, 7 and 5. Honestly, that could have been much worse, but I mean, they are gonna get
Switching
the
sides.
scoreline that the best scoreline they possibly could have gotten, considering that
Yeah.
7 rounds were achieved by Team Punish. This is huge. If Vibe had gotten at least one, that could have made a lot of difference. But again, he's gonna fail to do that. 7-5 is the scoreline, but now here comes the real test. The real thing that we were talking about. It's Team Punish now on attack and not really having an agent that provides that entry potential, at least like a proper duelist, at least like a Jet, or at least like a Reyna or Raze, who are sort of viable in this map. But regardless, I believe the only player that can take that initiative is Solo, but his fragging has not been, again, the scoreboard suggests his fragging has not been the best in this matchup just yet. But they still have a lead, they still have some room to work with. 7-5, 2 rounds to wiggle with, but the army, if they win this pistol, 7-7 should be quite easy.
Oh, 100%. For side of Anaadi army, yeah, they have to focus on the pistol. They've got to focus on the fact that they need the momentum. They need the second half to go in their favor. As we saw in Icebox, if a team, whichever team the side swap favors, they'll have such a huge advantage against their opposition. We saw an excellent example of that previously. So for both Punished and for Anaadi army, they got to get going from, well, this round, from round number 13. They cannot stop. They cannot give any leeway to their opposition, not with what's on the line. So currently, both the teams getting their 1 minute tactical timeout amidst this, amidst the side swap that every single team gets in every single matchup we've had here. And things are looking really, really good. But yeah, overall, I gotta say that seems like the disconnections and everything have affected a side of Punish just a little bit. They've got to make sure they don't lose their ground at all. They don't give that momentum back to Anaadi army. And for Anaadi army, if things are working, well, things are working. Whatever it is, they don't need more control for that. So 1 minute tackle timer over. We will be starting with the pistol round very shortly. And this is where, yeah, Kirito, as you'd mentioned as well, we see what the plan for Team Punished is. Exactly how are they looking to execute without that dive, without that entry fragger, without their, without their duelist. So keeping that in mind. All right. So here we go. Yeah, Team Punished are ready. Anaadi army, they've got your regular split apart defense. There's anything extravagant about it. They've got utility placed down in C from KJ. They've got people watching over Garage. Punished are ready for this B take. Flashes go on over. There's already a smoke over Dailing. Where we got with the initial kill. He gets Cortez with the follow on. There's a player towards Gong. They're looking to eliminate him, but Doxer swings wide and takes down Kawhi. So it's the Sova alone in the bomb site for the time being. 22 HP. He's also eliminated. And it's easy pickings for the side of AA.
Doesn't even matter. Good execution though. The entry was good. It's just that the players were surrounding that B site and they were all able to react really quick enough. Nobody was really inside A or C. They're all sort of in those link areas. They're all expecting a B push, and especially with that early noise being made by Team Punished outside of B, you can't really blame them to actually reposition and come a little bit closer towards B to at least provide some support to the players playing in there. So that's going to give this a 7-6 scoreline. All Spectres for the side of Anaadi army. They are going to have the advantage going into this one. And full-on eco, all pistols for the side of Team Punished. So they might try and play aggressively again, because again, what are you going to do with some classics? Maybe a Sheriff in your armor, not really much you can do. So as I did warn about this before the half even started, if the first pistol goes in favor, the side of Anaadi army, 7-7 should be coming in. And considering the agent composition is, attacking sidedly weaker on paper, considering there's no duelist, for the side of Team Punished, that will give them a lot of advantage moving into the follow-up rounds, especially when they're going to depend. Like, again, this C, you have to walk up all the way towards this long hallway where again, there is no cover, as we talked about this. And then you are going to have to cross all the way across into the site. The only piece of protection is that box in the middle, and to get to that you have to cross a long range of white space. And then you can think the garage entry, 3 players holding on to this, it's gonna be so difficult. Yeah, there is no one to do that job. They're all gonna walk in to the Spectre of Doxer, and he's gonna be able to find a lot of frags in that. 7-7 is the scoreline. They only lose 1, so again, they reserve the economy the best they can, considering that now this is the buy round for the side of Team Punished.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Team Punish, they tried for an execute. It was really good towards the end. They had that element of surprise, that very quick take, with the recon bolt, with the fault line, with the flashes, everything. It was set up, but again, the gun disparity was just too much for the side of Punish to handle. And yeah, as you had said, long hallway, they got bottlenecked. Now, full buy for Punish. And Anaadi Army, they've got to deal with this round. 4-man stuck on the C-bomb side, alongside plenty of utility. 2 Astra Stars, there's the turret, swarm grenade, everything is placed there. And Team Punish like, you know what? Let's just leave it alone. There's no point to go for it right now. We can take our sweet time. We can go on to the A bomb side, where there is no one inside the bomb site situated just yet. Paddocks, I guess he's waiting for any sound cues. He's waiting to see if he can find any attacker there. But Astral Stars will be placed by the attackers. They're ready for a side take. Smokes go forward. So does the 0 point. Recon bolt spots no one. And it is going to be an easy execute onto the bomb side. Question is, can Team Punished hold on for this post-plant scenario?
Yeah, it will be difficult, but again, they have the utility, as we talked about this. Big Daddy Kawhi ready with the breach stun, and they have all that utility. It's just the sheer amount of utility, and they're all, look at that, they're all ready. They're all preparing for this. I take great denial of the recon bolt. The flash, the stuns coming in to deny entry 2 CT, but there's only so much you can do. Kawhi again trying to buy enough time to hear the player drop down is the question. Regardless, he is predicting him, and he will be taking him down. Tris, Paradox, they're gonna find a couple of players. They do find 4 players actually, and that is actually huge on their part. Denying them access to 4 rifles. Oh, even Big Daddy Kawhi almost died there. Will be surviving regardless. 1 Vandal at least carried through the next round, but they will have enough to scrape by to get some more rifles in the armory. They're gonna attempt to do that, but yeah, considering 4 players died, that's a big hit to the economy. And now the army with their own buy now, operate in the hands of IonQ, they're looking really dangerous.
Yeah, they are. Okay, now with the operator in hand, Anaadi Army, they're ready to deal damage. Punished already have a far weaker buy. We can see, Spectres on board as well. Bulldogs are there. It hurt them financially. Even though they won the previous round, there was a loss attached to it. And now IonQ is only adding to the losses. That's the Vandal gone on the side of Kawhi. And, well, for now, no way to retrieve that rifle. Team Punished will have to work without it. And where did Team Punished go, The defenders, they've laid out their utility on every single part of the map. There are Astra Stars, there are Swarm Grenades, Breach is always present, and of course, Sova has got a support. So, for Team Punish, they need a couple of kills before they can go for the execute. Because after losing their man, having that 1% disparity, being at a man disadvantage, it means that Anaadi Army, they're already they're already looking solid. They don't have to take the gunfights. The defenders don't even have to move a muscle. All they need to do is ready themselves up for the retake, use all the utility, then move on forward. It's Team Punished who have to take this bomb site by storm, and they're looking to do that. Smoke's gonna go off alongside a fragment. 20 seconds on the clock, lost already with the open up. Another player down. Yes, the spike will be planted, but it won't be long before it's defused.
Oh my god, there is just so much utility happening right now. Team Punish, they're being battered before the rest of the players move in. Kel'Thuzad trying to hold on, but the threat is going to cause him to lose that gunfight. Cortez will find one on to loss, but he's being pressured, taken out by Paradox. It's a 1v3 situation. Bybee's only got a Spectre to play with. And does he push through the Cosmic Divide? He's going for it, but Paradox doesn't even give him the chance. Despite the Killjoy being low on HP, doesn't give him the option to shoot. And that's going to be an 8-8. And now the army looking to come back with a scoreline and with a impressive momentum. And right now, they're looking primed to go to the 3rd map. You might be in for a longer night.
Oh, we may be in for a longer night, considering how Anaadi Army are playing. And for the side of Team Punished, yeah, I mean, they're on the ropes. This is what Anaadi Army were in the second half on the map of Icebox goes to show that, again, having no duelist hurts you for the time being here in South Asia. You need that dive. And yeah, the compositions without the duelists just aren't the most optimized as of now with their strategies, with their theories.
Here.
And again, IonQ gets the opener, and it's going to be Kawhi once more. The breach is eliminated as the first casualty. Once more, there's no refrag. This time, Kel'Thuzad gets a little too ambitious with those overpeaks. Another playoff. And now for Anaadi Army, I mean, yeah, yet again, easy pickings. So look at Solo. He's got a Bucky in hand. Okay, he gets one. Team Punish have a little bit working for them.
yes.
Lost also. He wants that kill. He really does, but he backs off. He values his security over a frag. Punish ready themselves up for a potential B execute, but Anaadi Army, yeah, yet again, they don't care about the execute. All their mind is focused on is the retake.
Seaside. Oh, Trist holding the tightest of angles. And that's going to give him the frag onto Solo. Now the rotation should be coming in, but no, B-side
30
is
seconds
still
left.
empty. Now finally with the drone being active and the players realizing that the C-side is where the fight is
Enemy
coming.
remaining.
With Trist holding on, they don't even need anybody to rotate. He just single-handedly takes on the remaining 3 players, 8 and 9, and giving them the lead. And an army, you can feel the hype in them. You can feel that they're confident after winning these rounds. They didn't look so good in the first half. They weren't looking good in the first map either. Despite having a good start, we saw the flaws, we talked about the flaws, and they were able to realize that and counter them. And mainly, I think it's not even that Anaadi Army are playing super well. They're just playing together. They're playing off the utilities so well. It's just mainly that, again, we talked about that there's a lack of that entry for the side of Team Punish, and
You
they're
want to
struggling
play?
with
Let's
that.
play.
Lost now, holding on to that A long, but that looks like it's gonna be a very aggressive A push from the side of the attackers. Cortez trying to keep his drone flying. 3 players are there, more players are coming in as Solo. We'll look at the first flag on the Paradox. Cortez as well, but there is still one more loss. He's trying to stay alive, will find one, but taken down. Vibe can be revived because he's a KO, and he will be revived. 2v5 situation, and it's just that level of brute force that required from Team Punish to walk in. How do you make up for a lack of one duelist? You use 5 other players to fulfill that role, and that's what they did. One player will be taken down though.
One enemy
The
remaining.
KO will fall, but Solo can get one frag and 2 with the trade with the operator. 3v1 situation, and he's gonna go for the save.
Yeah, it's going to be a save for him. So, makes a lot of sense. Alone operator, there's not going to be any way that, he tries to survive exactly. I mean, what he'll be looking for, but to his avail, he finds another kill. Team Punish, they've got to be a lot more careful with these plays, man. They gave away 2 of their rifles, 2 of their players died. So, 9th round, equalization from the attackers, that's good. Now, another very important round. For both the teams, economically, there's good, there's bad. Whoever loses this round, they will probably have to, I mean, I wouldn't call it an eco, but they'll have to go for a cheaper buy, so you gotta be careful. The good thing is, for all 10 of these players, or for majority of them, ultimates are in play. You can use so many of your ults. Okay, sure, Webby and Solo are quite far away from theirs, but there are remaining players in Punish, and of course, in Anaadi Army, 4 out of their 5 players have got those ults ready. So you better use them the best of your capabilities. We need to see the Cosmic Divide in effect. We need to see the Killjoy lockdown brought out for the retake whenever Anaadi Army want to go for, and this will be a proper retake. Cosmic Divide used up from the side of Team Punish. They've got the Rolling Thunder as well for later situations. And already it's going to be Anaadi Army with their counter utility. Hunter's Fury, Rolling Thunder from their side. Doxer drops down, and it's going to be Kawhi. Wait, how did Doxer not spot him when he went
I
through
have
that?
no idea, but he's still there. He's gonna be playing in a hell to deny the entry. The drops come in. He doesn't hear it. Did one player? Oh, he didn't drop. My bad there. I got a bit excited. I thought the drop was coming in from Lost, but he's gonna be staying above. And the lockdown phase will be destroyed. Yep, Iron from the flank. I didn't even see him coming. I have view on everything, but I didn't see him coming in from the flank. And I don't think Solo knows as well. He's gonna be taken down in a matter of seconds. They all swarm him. IonQ single-handedly on the flank. Did he smoke I think he might have smoked the alarm bot and then come in through, around it. This was Team Punish's round for the taking. This was all theirs. They fought hard for it. They got into the site. They won the gunfights. They got the bomb down, and they're ready for the post plants. And it's just that one pesky jet coming in from behind, who has these unbelievably short smokes, and just comes in from behind and wrecks everything apart. One player single-handedly from the flank.
Everything was there, but then IonQ stepped up to the plateau when it was most needed from him. Now, in the previous round, we talked about all the ultimates available. Now it's literally down to 0. No ultimates there. You gotta rely on their guns. Deco buy from Team Punish and AA. Already expect this kind of a B take. So, 3 players into the B bomb site. Spike's gonna go down. They've got the long range chamber. IonQ through the smoke finds one. There's also Twist, and this is looking to be the 11th round for Anaadi Army. There's no way Team Punish can deny it's going to be happening. Kawhi has just got a classic near the bomb site. The smoke prevents anything being seen from Solo, but he finds one. Kawhi tries to sacrifice himself for a kill. No, he can't, but Solo is still there. He's got to wait a third for this chamber.
No way.
What is he doing? How?
No, it's still an operator. Oh, IonQ is going for the stick. Oh, the wallman connects. It's still an operator. He's trying to play the long range. Oh, the tag comes in. What's happening? I have no idea. It's not even half defused, and IonQ gives up. Can he run out?
He's done it.
He actually wins that round out solo.
Look at his
4
smile.
kills from window, and he's like, what have I just done?
That is a smile of a man. Yeah, of a man who knows. Oh my god.
That could be match saving. Because
Indeed.
again, they are playing well. They are playing good. The entries are good. It's just that one of the players of Anaadi Army are just doing something crazy, and that's just disrupting them every single time. Especially after the issues with the pause we had, after this has reached like 8-9 and 9-9, they've been much more proactive. They've been using the utility much more efficiently and walking in as the bulldozing unit they should be. Like 3 initiators, you just need to absolutely bully your way into sight, and that is what they're finally doing, and it's working. So if they continue to do that, they should be good. But again, they need to be aware of flanks. They need to be aware of these solo plays and not get distracted by those. With that, if that is possible, they can try and take this map and finish things up before Bind comes in. But again, Anaadi Army, they are still in a really good position economically and momentum-wise if they want to take it to the third one. They just can't let that last clutch affect them.
Yeah, they can't. But it's so much easier said than done, Kirito, and all the people watching as well, we've been there. Of course, not at this level, but even in our ranked matches, when you know the round should have been theirs, but it just wasn't. And we saw it on the faces of Anaadi members as well. The despair, just that feeling. It's indescribable, but I'm very sure everyone can relate to it. What I'm trying to convey in what we saw. But anyways, Anaadi have to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and move on forward. Round number 11, all to play for. The lead is up for grabs. Potentially, the map is still up for grabs. Like you said, Kirito, it's not out of the hands of Punish. Not just yet. They will fight for it. They will fight for it till their death. AA. Alright. IonQ yet again. Operator in his hand. He had saved his gun. But in doing so, he had given up his life. He had given up the round. Sorry, not his life. He had saved his life as well. And he's definitely needs to make it work. For Team Punish, what is their method of action? We haven't really seen a lot of those C takes except for at the start of the second half. Now against 2 astral, stars, they want to execute. They want to overwhelm the opposition. Flash, fault line goes through. Doxer is suppressed. Yeah.
This is not good. 30 seconds remaining. A quick rotation should be coming in. They're all moving towards the side of B. And as we predict, there is some utility there. And IonQ realizes the situation, gets one. He hears more. He should be able to find some more. If he can, they line up and they get
Spike down.
lateral. Oh, IonQ almost gets another one, but Solo finishes him off. The flank is good. He will be taken down. Lost does find one on the Solo, but the flank from behind, Doxer. 11 and 10, and oh my god, Team Punished. take your time, come up with a plan. You went A and then just went C, then just gives up A because of the operator. INQ had moved away. Look at that shot. And then you move to B, and that is, I mean, that is very predictable, honestly, with the time running out. And there was no one on the garage as well while they were pushing C. That's not good. You need to have a proper execution. You can't just
You want to
all
play?
walk
Let's
long.
play.
Again, just doing what he
Spike
does
down
best.
A.
Recon will spot him out. He's under a lot of pressure. Vibe's gonna charge him down with the judge, but Paradox with a good trade. 10 and 11 looks like it could be a 12 and 11. Sorry, 12 and 10. I don't even know what I'm saying. 3v4.
Okay, so the attackers, thrifty round for their side. Economically, not doing the best. Team punished after losing the previous round badly. They give the momentum, they give the advantage to the opposition. Anaadi Army, they're looking good. IonQ has been doing an excellent job getting those kills with the operator time and time again. Now the operator falls into the hands of the attackers, but it's only the operator for now. They're ready. They want to take a kill, but no one in A is going to be peeking, and precious time is being used up. What are Anaadi Army planning? What is their method of entry? So Torde Force and Operator in hand, but they need something really well for close quarter combat, because the amount of crossfires that are being held right now, it will
30
be
seconds
overwhelming
left.
for the attackers. They will be shut down. Recon Bolt goes through, lost. His position is now given away. There is the breach behind the boxes. Cortez is looking for those shots. Fault line goes through. Paradox takes
Spike
one
down
down,
A.
falls back. Now it's the Recon Bolt out, and yeah, team punished. They cannot execute. Better just save those guns if you can. The solo try to risk
body
it. He
block.
does, but it doesn't work. Paradox picks up a 4K, and Anaadi Army reach match point.
Things are getting really
Right there.
sandy over here because we might be going to bind right now with the sand already arriving. Yeah, it's arriving in my eyes because I'm getting a bit sleepy, honestly. But it doesn't matter. We're gonna be here regardless for the third map if it does go there. And looks like it might. We are gonna see some Vandals coming off for the side of Team Punished. A judge for Vibey, but a couple of their players are going to be in half armor. Meanwhile, the side of Anaadi Army, they're all stacked up with weapons. Vandals with the operator still in the hands of INQ. Paradox taking a big risk, trying to go for that Rolling Thunder, but there's enough utility to keep Team Punished at bay, and they're going to execute right after he's able to find that the ultimate orb. And they're going to let go of this A side. They can't let go. They have the Breach Stun available, so the Breach Ultimate available. Team Punish do have a counter Breach Ultimate, but that is gonna be very difficult to use. I mean, especially considering if they use it early for the execution of the site, that's gonna cause them a lot of problems to counter that the one their opposition has. And again, trying to cut off noise, but the read from the side of Anaadi Army, they know where they are, and now they're gonna execute this. Some lack of utility is available thanks to the KO, and they are gonna go for the spike plant. Lost, can he go for a
Spike
spam?
planted.
He doesn't. Playing it patiently, so it's a 5-5 retake. And a lot of ultimates available. This could be exciting. Oh, Ivy with the judge.
What an angle. Null command is well affecting so many these players, and Anaadi Army, all of them being suppressed. They have to wait it out. Now, they
Here
get
it
their
goes.
abilities back, and they're ready for a take. Rolling Thunder. Baby
They know.
still in the corner. Do they check that angle? IonQ's in the bomb side. He's in the bomb side. Will he get checked? No, he loses his life. It's still a 2 versus 2. Kel'Thuzad goes down. It's all down to Solo. Time is ticking out. Smoke goes through, and it is going to be lost. Who gets the kill? Ladies and gentlemen, we will go to a decider map. Anaadi Army win out Hagen.
Yeah, what a struggle that was. Both sides. It was back and forth and back and forth. We saw Team Punished looking so good in that first half. The Army
Yeah.
then coming back with the comeback, getting the lead, equalizing almost, and then again Team Punished showing the potential they have. Last signs of life pretty much in that matchup. But the Army just finished things off while defending. And again, I believe it could be the source root of the side of the attacking half for the side of Team Punish, it could be the same problem that we were talking about. Is the
Yeah.
lack of the player that playing the role of the entry. They have so much utility, and utility you don't even need. Again, you don't need three initiators. It's great to have that. If you could play with six people, that would be awesome to have one duelist and that kind of support. You'd be the happiest in the world, but sadly, that's not the case. You need someone to do those entries, and you need someone to walk in who's gonna take that first frag. Because a lot of those situations, we're seeing them using the utilities, but no one's walking through. That's causing them
Right.
to lose time, and that is gonna be giving them a disadvantage. The players are able to run away. The whoever was, if you're taking the solo or the ultimate orb in that A main, just like the breach did in the last round, he was able to run away. No one was there to punish him, and stuff like that happened multiple times in the entire matchup. But other than that, it just seemed like the side of another army turned on. They were switched on, they activated themselves and played really well and played their utility extremely well as well. INQ on their operator, just I don't know what happened to him. Something possessed him. He just started popping off.
Yeah, brilliant performance from the side of Anaadi Army. Really stepping up right now and stepping up when it was needed the most out of their side. So, we'll be having a look at the highlights as well as soon as we can. You know, we'll be seeing this entire map. It was another lengthy map. The previous one, it was 13 to 9. This one going 13 to 10. Oh, is surely are going to be taking a toll on these players as well because I mean yeah it's for most of these players it's I mean for everyone here in South Asia it's getting quite late into the night for all our viewers from India it's about to be 11:30 p.m. For all our viewers in Bangladesh it's the next day it's 12 a.m. All our viewers in Pakistan it's 11 p.m. as well. I mean it's pretty late in the night. And of course, this has always been, one of those talking points that these matches, going late into the night, such lengthy matches. I mean, this best of three now, decider map. These players for sure aren't going to be as crispy as they were when it was map number one, round number one. Physically, this has so far definitely taken a toll on them. Mentally, I know for a fact this has. There's no way these players are in that same fresh mindset after going through these two treacherous maps, having a win, having a loss. No matter which player you're talking about, no matter which team you mentioned, Punished, Anaadi Army, everyone has gone through the same journey. So the physical and mental exhaustion into the final map is going to be a big talking point. And I think we'll be seeing live examples of things like that taking place. But here, Team Punished, I mean, they looked good, but yeah, overall, Anari Army bested them towards the very end. The second half, yet again, favored one team a lot more than it did the other. And AA, by taking that win, they still keep themselves and keep their hopes alive in the Challenger Series.
Indeed, they do. And again, as you said, the mental toll, the physical toll. Yeah, we talked about that all being a part of the game, especially for the first map for the army. Do not let that performance affect them. It's all part of that same idea that okay, regardless of the situation, you won't let that last map or let the entire day affect you, and it will take a toll. It's not completely unavoidable for any player to be a little bit drained, a little bit tired. Regardless, it's a sign of a good team to try and fight through that regardless and come out and be able to perform as the best you can. And right now, both teams are going to be having to face that situation. Team Punish, they lost that map, which I believe they should have won. They looked so good in those few rounds. It should have gone in their favor, and it sucks right now that it's a simple thing as a lack of someone who's able to walk in and take gunfights is the reason why they weren't able to win out a lot of these rounds, and they were continuously forcing those eco rounds as well. There was not a situation in the later phases of the match where they were comfortable state in their economy. Constantly, someone was going to have to play an eco, playing pistol, stuff like that was happening a lot. But regardless, it they still have one more opportunity to go through. But before we go into that map, we are going to look at the scoreboard to see what the performance is from all the players. And I mean that it's just such a close map, man. All the players performed so
Yeah.
well. The score lines, it might seem like okay, lost. He's got 11 and 13. It might not seem like he performed well, but he has the impact as a Sova. He played extremely well. His utility was there on point, supporting his teammates.
Absolutely, it's going to be really, really good. And the utility from Lost was really, really good as well. Helped his team whenever they needed those recon bolts, the shock dots every single time. Got that value, and everyone put in the work. I mean, when the score is as close as 13 and 10, it goes to show. But yeah, Cortez, Sova, 23, Ion Q as well. Brilliant, brilliant performances we have seen. They now have to continue it on the map of Bind. Both of these teams, I like to say this, it's kind of becoming my tagline now. But this best of three has now become a glorified best of one. A single map remains. These teams have to close it out there, and only then will they be moving on forward into the group stages. Who's the winner of Bind? What are the compositions? How is it looking like? What the map is going to be? What the future holds for us? All of those questions will be answered very, very shortly. Till then, we'll be taking a break. So stay tuned, keep watching, and we'll be right back.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics. From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.
Welcome back, everyone. You are watching AMD Ryzen and Windows 11 present the Esports Club Challenger Series for Valorant powered by Crucial, alongside our broadcast partner Loco. I'm CCV, joined alongside Kirito, and we are bringing to you the wildcard finals, the final team joining the 7 best teams in South Asia to form out the group stages. And the group stages will be starting off day after tomorrow, where the top 4 teams will be moving on forward into our LAN event taking place in August. But this best of 3 to decide the final team has run its course almost. The final hurdle now remains. It's the map of bind punished against Anaadi army.
Man, it's just getting tiring, man, for me. But again, this match has been so fun. We're gonna go straight into the agent selection to see the match commence. But despite all the long matches and everything, it's just been so fun to watch. And regardless of the flaws of the team, it's been entertaining to see them clash and entertaining to see them take these gunfights. And we're gonna see that one last time on the map of bind, especially the agent selections coming in. Now the army are going to be on the defensive side. Paradox going for the fade, lost on the sky, IronQ on chamber, Trist on the raise, and Doxer on the brimstone. A pretty solid lineup. Double initiators. We have that single duelist, the controller being played by Brimstone, who's really effective in the map of bind. So a solid one nonetheless. Meanwhile, on the other side, we're going to see attackers as Big Daddy Kawhi going for the breach. Cortez was with the chamber again, but I gotta say, having that fade on the opposition, I feel like could be a little bit. Again, as I said, it was like a combination between an information initiator and an
Yeah,
initiator
yeah.
who sort of works on doing the entry. Now we have Sky, who does provide a little bit of information, as in the Flash does tell you
But she's
when enough
supportive.
player, yeah, when she's sporting. Other than that, it's
Um,
really sort of fade depending on her haunts to provide the same level of information a KO or a Sova can. So it's gonna be coming down to those lineup plays that the fade can provide. And again, it's pretty much the same as a recon, but again, the fade haunt is just this huge thing standing and staring at you. It's not a small recon that sometimes, no matter how many times you shoot, it's not getting taken off. It's not like that. It's this big thing. So it's I feel like it's easily being able to counter in a lot of scenarios.
down.
But
Yeah.
yeah, let's just see how they work this out. They might be going for an extremely aggressive play side of uh, Nari army, especially considering they have the raise. But yeah, both sides are going for the fade. Big Daddy Kawhi is gonna be going with the breach as well, so some diversity is there. But in that, pretty much the same lineup as we are gonna be starting this matchup, the final match for this best of 3. And who's gonna come on top? We're gonna find out right now. As this good pain shell comes in, Vibe does get taken down by that. The fadeaway shot comes in, and Doctor is just gonna peek and take down one player. He is marked. They can try and push him if they want to, but the rotations are here. Lost is gonna be supporting his teammates, trying to do the entry, but Lost gets the frag onto Solo, and this turns out to be a 2v3 right now as Big Daddy Kawhi gets one onto INQ. But they're all so low on HP. They are rotating towards the side of B, but the read coming in from another army will make things difficult for them.
Well, Anaadi army already anticipate this B rotate, and well, as soon as the sound queue goes through, they'll be aware on how to counter it. Lost is that rendezvous
Spike
place.
planted.
He swings
One enemy
and he
remaining.
gets one easy kill. Guiding light goes through. Kawhi, amidst all of this chaos, is very low on HP. 3 defenders now surround him from such different angles. The flashes are there, the wall bang. Kawhi with one. Now he's gone. Paradox. 1 HP survives and will get the defuse. So, Anaadi army now start things off in a better manner for their side. It is going to be a round win, and now they'll be looking to get the anti-eco as well. Simple enough retake. There wasn't much to it. They waited for Team Punish. They correctly guessed where Team Punish would go. They countered that, and that was it.
Yep, and it's the plays like that that could set them apart from this team right now. They have the same bit of utility, but it's just going to be how they play it. On the army, they are known for playing really passively and playing really slowly and methodically. It does turn out to backfire every now and then, but let's see if it's going to work out this time or not. But one thing, again, look at this. Team Punish, they're going for A4s by all half armor and switches on their end. But look at the aggression coming from the army that will be disrupted thanks to Big Daddy Kawhi using some of the breaches. Meanwhile, the teammates are pushing through showers. Great Brimstone Molly to keep them at bay, deny that entry. They will be re-aggressing as soon as the Molly fades, I believe. The Paradox, he's ready with his own horns to gather information for the players to go in for the peak. The aftershock. 90 entry. Oh, the stun from the sky is
Spike
great. The
down
Trailblazer
A.
works out, and the frags are all in their favor. Vibey and Big Kawhi will get a couple of frags. There's a dink on one of the players as well, and Big Kawhi crushing him. He knows he's
enemy
aware though,
remaining.
Trist, but doesn't matter. Lost. He gets taken down, and it's a 1v2, and it's all onto the player rotating. INQ. Spike is not planted though. And INQ spots the player. I believe they have information on where he is. He's trying to run away, and they're gonna be planting in a really safe spot.
Spike
Remember,
planted.
they're both low on HP, so Vibey
One spray.
can win that.
Yeah, very easily, and he's Ion Q after all. He will definitely be thinking of winning that. So he's got the rendezvous with him, although the placement is quite far off, so I don't think it'll be working just yet. Crossfire set up from these defenders. Ion Q now, I believe he's stunned as well because of the fault line. No way out for him. He's got to push on forward. He's using up time, spots the breach, looks back
Last
with
player
where the
standing.
race is, takes one gun fight. Webby, he's got to fall back. All Webby needs to do is waste a little more time, and he will be successful at doing so. So the chamber is gone, and for the side of Team Punished, the round goes in their favor. They took a gamble and it worked. Anaadi army, they won their pistol, but they have lost their anti-eco economically. Now both of the teams are oh so vulnerable right now, but Team Punish will be a little better off because they will manage to get a couple of those rifles, and they'll not be as desperate for credits as their opposition will be.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 1-on-1, and again, the Byron paying off. They did lose 4 of their players, but still, it is enough to push. It is enough to push their opposition in Anaadi army into an eco.
Bring them down.
And the best they're gonna have is a judge. I don't lose hands. It is on the judge.
One
All the
enemy
pistols
remaining.
blocked.
Oh,
Okay, it's all in the favor of Team Punish. And who does get one, but the trade is immediate, and it's all on the trace. He's the player who had the judge, of course, and he's the one in the completely opposite side. He's gonna have to go through the and there's really no point in just, being stealthy and attempting a clutch. He can try and play for the loss bonus.
yeah.
Get his hands on a bulldog, and he takes down Vibey.
I mean,
I don't know, but it's probably not.
yeah. One kill for him. But yeah, this round is pretty much done. Trist maybe looking for some exit frags. That's about it. But I have to ask you this one question, okay? And you know what? It's a question to everyone watching. I'm sure if you're watching Valorant Esports at for almost everyone 11 to 12:30 at night time basically. If you guys play Valorant, which I'm sure most of you guys do you guys shoot all the chamber utility that when the chamber dies, the utility is still there? The tick grenade, the rendezvous card that's there, because we just saw one of the members of Team Punish do that. And it's a question to everyone. But for now, Kirito, since you've joined me here, it's a question to you. Do you do that, or do you just leave the chamber utility be because it's of no use? What's the point of shooting it? It's a philosophical question.
It is more of one of those personality-based questions.
Yeah.
Not. Yeah, I feel like I sometimes do and sometimes don't. I guess it's because I am a bit of a low sense player, so I just don't bother with it. If I have to shoot something absolutely maybe a Sova Recon or something like that, I will try and shoot it. If it's something that I don't need to, the chamber is dead, there's no reason to. But I feel like a lot of pro players should maybe shoot them, especially considering in the agent composition, if a sage revive is possible, then maybe just in case, destroy the utility for just so that the revived chamber cannot utilize those again. But
Makes
again,
sense.
I'm no pro player. Regardless, though, pro players are gonna be shifting their attention, Team Punish, from the side of A to the side of B. Lost will be using his Trailblazers to gather some information, but doesn't really catch anybody. Cortez is still here outside of A. He can make some more noise if he wants to and really sell this A side, because players are holding 4 players. This battle of 6
Oh.
now, as the rest of the players are going to be revealing themselves on the side of B. This nade comes out of IB, and now the players immediately rotate, but the entry is not happening. They're coming out so slow. In the meantime, the beast utility is going to come in. The Rolling Thunder to do the entry, but no one was here regardless. Vibe using another one of his ultimates. It's going to be the showstopper. Sends it flying, gets one. The nade will try and push him back. But still, it's just a 4v4 situation. the ultimate's not really needed. Regardless, they're gonna be walking. Oh, that was impressive. Using the satchels to get into side, gets one on the Big Daddy Kawaii. Vibe's on a flank though, but they're aware of this. 3v4 situation. Team Punish don't have a lot of utility to try and keep this fight ticking. There are 4 players holding on as Doctor takes care of Vibe. They're all trying to take this fight. As Solo finds one. Nezuza trying to trade, gets one, not enough. As INQ pushes up ahead to take him down.
Push no button.
Barely won the gunfight though. He's still so low on HP. If he won that, maybe Paradox could be in trouble. But still, 2-2, and the side of Anaadi Army, they're on the comeback. They're making the equalizer. But again, I believe this should be a buy run for Team Punished. They should be able to afford rifles, so the test is not quite over. Or are they saving? Oh, they should actually save it. They don't have enough money.
Yeah. The side of Punished as well. Wait, what are they going for? No ultimates for them just yet, but a Bulldog and a full buy for Kel'Thuzad, who's got no money saved, but everyone else is looking to have a couple of credits left in the bank to let them, have those next round buys with the rifles and whatnot. But anyways, Baby Judge already pushing on forward. It's going to be Kawhi trying to sacrifice himself. And, well, it's going to be Baby who gets eliminated. Kawhi as the breach is still present. Not only that, but he's about to kill some more people. One for him. Now he's gone down. The Judge, the showstopper, everything in full force. Triss wants to just get as many kills as possible. And he will get a triple to his name. Anaadi Army, easy cleanup. Lost 2 of their members, no problems. They dealt with that execute. They were on the bomb side. They had the utility. They had the manpower. Very quick round. Once again done. They want to keep the momentum going. As for Team Punished, this is the time where they have to get back into the game.
And with this 3-2 scoreline coming in, Team Punish, they realize that again, if the momentum comes in their favor, if they decide on the army, they're going to be running away with it with a 4-2. That could be detrimental in the long run. The momentum, the economy, everything will be affected. And they don't want to do that. They can't let this opportunity go. This is the last map for the wildcard qualifiers. If they lose this right now, that will be huge. That will be detrimental for this team.
there.
But again, let's see what happens. As side of Anaadi Army, they are being very patient, trying to hold on to this. A couple of ultimates available to them, the Trailblazers and the Tour de Force. Both of them can be used in the post plans preferably, but right now, Team Punish being very patiently, as we are going to see some Prowlers coming in from the Fade, the Flash from the Breach, and Iron Team wants out, sneaking away. There in the close right, so Doctor so patient. That's why Gatterson gets one, Satchelson gets one, Doctor gets 2 equal trades. Kel'Thuzad with his sheriff shot, Triss with a follow-up, so much utility being used up, so much impact being found by these players in Anaadi Army. As we can see, Lost coming in from heaven, Kel'Thuzad gets one, but the trades are gonna come in, he finds 3 in that round, and Cortez to finish things off. It's a close one. They only survive with 1 player, but still, every round counts. 3-3. And Docs had this patience, he almost could have gotten more there.
Last player standing.
He could have, but he'll just get enough. And for Anaadi Army, they'll just be short enough of trying to take that win. Team Punish, they swing back. Cortez, the man who did it all towards the very end, swung from the Shaw's final kill to his name. But again, Team Punish, it's a round win, yes.
Let's play.
But still, economically, they're not the strongest. The last round, only Cortez survived towards the very end. Everyone else died. Everyone else has to go for the rebuy. Now, Prowler affects IonQ, but he still gets the kill onto Kel'Thuzad. How in God's name did he manage that? Anyways, that's just IonQ things. Not only that, but he rendezvoused back, so he's safe and sound now. And again, Team Punished are left without one of the initiators on board. So Fade is gone. A lot of the pressure, most of the initiating pressure now and the responsibilities trickle down to the Breach, who's there, and he better hope the Raze does an excellent job of executing into the bomb site. So, Punished ready themselves up for this take. They are 3 members of Anaadi Army on the A side, so it's going to be a lot more difficult delaying this defense and dealing with this defense, because look at Triss. That's a double only for him. Yeah, Doxer dies, but there are just too many defenders that Punish are not able to do anything Cortez yet again, all alone.
He can take the second
Easy kill.
if he wants to, but oh no. He could have taken, after he got the frag, he probably saw the player in heaven. Could have just run back, taken the spike, TP through, maybe pick up a gun on the way as well, but regardless, he's gonna go for the second peek, and that'll be the death of him. 4 and 3. I can't say. It's they're maybe the side of Team Punisher giving away early frags. I can't really identify the exact problem because they're doing the entries. It's just that now the army seem a lot more engaged in fights this time. Whenever the entry is happening, they're trying to do damage whenever they can. Either they're spamming through the smoke or someone's holding smoke. They're causing disruption to whatever strategy the players of Team Punished are trying to use to do their entries. And they're having so much trouble just getting into the site.
Yeah, I mean, for Team Punish, dealing with this defense and getting into the bomb side, let alone planting the spike, playing that post plant, it's a very troublesome task right now. They've got to figure out a way around this. They can't be sitting all the time and waiting for the defenders to do something, because Anaadi army, they're not going to be making the first move. I mean, IonQ surely is. Look at him. He's gone all the way from B long towards Fountain, and the amount of information this guy is giving, he knows, and he's telling to his teammates, guys, all the attackers are near A. B is clear, and the defenders are listening. 4-man defense stack from Anaadi army on towards this A bomb side. Team Punish, they want to go for the execution. It's not going to be it's not going to be very easy. The gunfights come out. Trist, IonQ with one. The spike is now dropped in no man's land, and there's just no way Team Punished win this. About to be a flawless round win now.
Yep. 5 increases scoreline, and the scoreline will be extended. The lead will be extended from Anaadi army. They're gonna have so much more to work with. Economy is still somehow available for the side of Team Punish, but I believe this is pretty much the final nail in the coffin for them money-wise for the next few rounds. They won't have much to work with. As we see, they're all below 1,000 credits. So yeah, they're pretty much going all in. If they do manage to survive this 5 and 4 scoreline, still in favor of the army. The AA will be still able to go for buys, I believe, but still that will give some more money in their hands for Team Punish to try and counter, try and make that a 5 and 5 scoreline. But IonQ is gonna overextend, and Big Daddy Kawhi is just gonna take that fight any day of the week, making this a 4v5 situation early on. Oh, Bybee doesn't spot the head. Instead, Lost will be getting the trade 4v5 situation. And now as Cortez is walking up to the main, the Trailblazer is gonna come in. That will spot him out. Off your feet! Go for the peak. What is that? Oh, I have no idea whose ultimate that was. Cortez can try and walk in. There's a player right next to him. As Lost will take him down. Paradox to the frag. Maybe 4:3 ratio is the problem there. It happened in other games. It's gonna happen in Valorant as well. Frags will be Daddy Kawhi trying to get a couple of frags. He does. 31 HP though. Can he try and win this? As he's trying to run away, the nades almost get him. As he has to commit to the fight if he wants to go and plant the spike. And Paradox and Fish can just play this as patiently as they want.
They're holding. They're
30
waiting.
seconds left.
Kawhi's got to make a move. The drop sound will be given away. They've got their eyes on the spike. Prowler ready for Paradox. And, I mean, yeah, Kawhi's still there. He shot a bullet. Just trying to sell the drop. He's just trying to do something. Trist isn't falling for those tricks. Kawhi now drops down. Oh, he gets one, but Paradox secures it. 4K for the breach. Excellent try, but Anaadi army, they hold on. They are still in it and looking very, very solid. Another 3-round winning. I mean, a 3-round winning streak, the longest streak that they've had so far of consecutive round wins. And Team Punish, they've got to get a little more on board. Even like for the side of Team Punish, Solo, he was having really a very good day as the chamber on the map of Haven. Granted, he's just the Brimstone right now. He'll have a lot more of the responsibility as the only controller. But 1 kill after 9 rounds, he's got to make sure he's putting his work in towards the fragging department as well.
And he doesn't need to pop off like he was playing Chamber in the first map. He just needs to get
Yeah,
some impact frags. That's all
exactly.
anybody needs to do. Two spots, 5B. How does that not connect? Barrel just get one to rotate on the other side though. And now Lost, he's going to be pushing through, trying to chase the players down as Chris. He's going to be under a lot of pressure as there are players all around him. They are going to be going for Nico as Doxter gets a tag on Kel'Thuzad. There are more players on the rotation. The remaining two, Vibe and Big Daddy Kawhi. Daddy Kawhi takes him down. And it's all onto Vibe, who's hiding in the corner. He gets one on the Chris, but that's all he's good for. As we're going to see 7-3 scoreline coming in, approaching the 11th round. Now the Army, they're looking good. They're looking so strong. Team Punish, they need to try and make these executions worth it. They need to use the utilities for the teammates and just walk in after the utilities are activated. They're maybe playing split isn't the answer right now for them. Maybe they should focus on the executions unified together and all just walking in, using the breach, using the fade. I mean, I don't know, honestly. They're doing everything right. They're playing off the utility. They're trying to, go for picks. This Anaadi Army, they're just getting those long range fights early on and keeping them at a disadvantage. And as soon as it's a 4v5, Team Punish are just like overthinking it, becoming a lot more passive, becoming scared. It's very unlike the team that I saw two maps ago in Icebox.
Absolutely. It's descending right now from what we saw on Icebox. It's not at the best of stages, and from the side of Team Punish, they gotta make sure things change. So Kawhi has taken a tactical timeout. The timeout is now over. Now it's the time for action. Time for thinking is done. Team Punish need to try and salvage this half at the very least. So far, both the maps, the final scoreline has been 7-5, 7-5. And the team that has the scoreline, coincidentally enough, ends up losing. Yeah, on Icebox, it was Anaadi with the 7 rounds. On Haven, it was Punish with the 7 rounds. Both those teams lost those maps. So, is it a curse? You never really know. But more importantly, it's about getting those rounds as well. For now, Anaadi, they want a lot more than 7 rounds. IonQ surely wants a lot more than just 7 kills already. He's crossed that mark. Is Chris in good area as well. He's there. He's got the Doxer. Everything is shut down. Everything is gone. It's Kel'Thuzad all by himself. And it's not even been 30 seconds into the round.
Kel'Thuzad got 36 HP. He's only got a siege. A Haunt is going to be coming in like 15 seconds or so. He doesn't even... Oh, the spikes in the...
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Just hold this. Let the door shut. There's nothing he can do. He doesn't have any utility to open that door. He's going to have to say... If he could open that door, he has to open it to the other side where the rest of the 2 players from the Army are holding on. And he had to send one of his utilities through that, and then by some miracle run all the way around to the door and then walk in, if he didn't go through the teleporter itself. But yeah, 8-3 is the scoreline, and the economy is also getting quite flimsy for the side of Team Punish. They aren't having proper buys. Cortez, he doesn't even have his door. Oh, he does. No, he doesn't have. Okay. I am looking at something I don't understand. He's gonna be satcheling in towards main, and he's gonna get the frag. And the follow-up with the main. Does he even need guns? Give him a satchel now. He's restricted to satchels only. Vibe finally puts an end to that madness as he takes him down with a judge. And now the pace continues. Now the Army, they're still ready for this though. Doctor's trying to spam through the smoke, giving position away. They're not trying to go for counter spam, but lost. Oh, whoa! What was that? He just became an absolute aimbot and just flicks from one angle to another and gets 3 consecutive frags. 9-3 as we end the first half. What was that from him? Look at how he moves around in that last round.
I mean, my God, lost something right there. But now, side swap, 9-3. The largest round gap has been in the entire best of 3 so far after the first half. So keeping that in mind, Team Punish, they have a lot of work to do. And if you're someone from Team Punish right now playing this, if you're a Team Punish supporter watching this, You better believe in the 9-3 curse, I guess. You better believe, and you better pray to any gods who are listening right now to answer your queries, to answer your and to help you, to assist you. Because punished or not what they were on Icebox, I have to really, really agree with you, Kirito. Back then, they were strong, they were confident, they were holding off an Audi army. It was just pure skill that was going forward. Now the skill is definitely there, but it's being bogged down by so many other factors: communication, the mechanical, like not mechanical skill, but like just the crosshair placement at this time. And again, I feel like the exhaustion has got to play a major factor into this. We had talked about this I mean, after the events of the second map, after Haven was over, we were mentioning that this late in the night, the players are still, here. And it's not just a ranked match they're playing. This is, again, they're playing for a spot to be in the group stages. They're playing for a chance to represent their team, represent themselves in a LAN event taking place next month. They're playing to get a chunk out of the 15 lakh prize pool that's to offer. There are a lot of stakes. This is different from the regular ranked matchup, from the regular late night ranked matchup the players may play, or all of us play every other day. There's a lot on the line. And keeping that in mind, it is surely affecting them. So, right now, just slight little bit of a longer pause. I believe it's a tech pause. Hopefully, everything gets resolved. The last thing we need, but more specifically, the last thing these players need right now is any delays in their match and any delays in what and in the continuation of this map as well. So all that being said and done now, yeah, it's going to be team punish on the side of their defense, and they will very well be looking to punish the side of an Audi army.
Yep. Both sides are definitely going to have to be a lot more aware, a lot more ready for everything that's going to be happening, because right now you never know. Team Punish, I'm still not counting them out of this, because as I said, momentum is such a big factor, especially for this team, the way
Mm-hmm.
they play, this agent composition. If they win a couple of rounds, if the economy goes in their favor, they might just try and bring it as close as they possibly can. And that will definitely disrupt a lot of the mental thoughts, the communication, the momentum for their opposition and on the army. We have seen that happen in Icebox. In Haven, they were quite strong, but hopefully, if if they are able to continue that, the comebacks should not affect them, and they should try and carry on the way that they are. But regardless, it's still hard to call it at this point. I still feel like Team Punished have that potential in them to try and make this match close. At least they can try and make their executes a little bit more cleaner, try and make this retakes a lot more efficient. They don't usually have to go for those side defenses, trying to hold them back, as right now they don't really have much utility. It's not like you have a KO around here. It's not like you have some form of molly or some form of entry denial like a Killjoy player here that will be able to do that. The best sentinel you have, the only sentinels you have are chambers, and the only denial they can do is by physically peeking. There's no utility, there's no throwing angles, lineups, there's nothing like that. You just need to aim and click on bodies. And that is what both of the chambers are doing right now. INQ obviously popping off, Cortez not having the same luck, but still, there's the potential on defense. Because Chamber, again, defense is where he is shining. And INQ, we saw that in the last few maps. Playing on that operator, playing on the chamber. Looks so efficient, looks so good. It's just a treat to watch him play. But let's see if the on the attack, if the side of Team Punish can continue through and play in that similar fashion.
I mean, let's wait and watch. Let's wait and watch for these teams. And yeah, still again, not completely exactly sure what the delay is. Hopefully comes back. I mean, from the looks of it, every single player seems to be there, but it may be a different delay of sorts. But yeah, I have got to agree with you that there's just so much on the line and there's just so much unpredictability that's ready, both for the side of Anaadi Army and for Team Punish, that even with such an extreme scoreline, given how the first and second maps have been, you can't really for certain, call out that, okay, Anaadi Army, they've definitely taken the win. You have to wait out for the pistol round. And, the pistol round is going to be a major indicator for that. The pistol round is going to be a major help. I mean, if Anaadi Army obviously want to secure the win, because it's going to be a lot more easier for them. Given they've already got 9 rounds, win the pistol, get the 10th, and Taiko will be looking so strong as well. For the side of Team Punish, they need to do a lot of work right now. They've got to make sure that they're at the top of their game, even though it's so much more easier said than done. Of course, me, anyone watching as well, everyone can understand that, even the Team Punish players, but they've got to put in the work right here. And all that they've played for the first qualifier, the second qualifier, going all the way to the third and fourth semi-finals, the third and fourth quarterfinals as well, losing there, being here in the wild card, winning yesterday, just shy of a win, is going to be really heartbreaking, but they still have time to turn it around.
Yeah, and that is what we're trying to see. Is what we're hoping to see as we are going to resume back into the matchup. The Army looking good, looking comfortable. Team Punished now on defense, need to find a lot of impact and starting things off. Esports through the teleporter into the side of B. Now a 3-man wall outside that hookah area. As now the remainder of the players are trying to hold on to A again. I think he TP'd back to the side of A. As the side of Anaadi Army is trying to walk in, showers control is trying to be established. Vibe completely blind. What's he gonna do? Cortez though, headhunter is good for him. He gets a couple of. Can he get one more? No, Trist takes him down. 3v2 situation, but the players are already here behind Struck. Solo trying to make something happen will fail. Maybe should have waited for his teammate, but his teammate is already here. Kel'Thuzad, he's in U-Haul. I believe he is hurt. And Q is holding the right angle. Ooh, almost gets it onto the head, but he's only 63 HP. Doesn't want to risk it. He's got teammates to play with. So that's exactly what he's going to do as Fritz comes in. Triple kill for him to win another round. 10-3. And as you said, CTV, it's going just according to plan. The buys should be coming in now. And 11-3 should not be that difficult.
Exactly. Now 11-3 must be there. And I'm surprised Team Punished on going for, the force buy. They're looking to save their weapons. Usually when it's such a desperate situation, you will see teams forcing it out when they've got 3 rounds. They're up against 10. But no, they are going to be saving their guns. Okay, the judge buy is there, but that's pretty much it. I'm not really counting the shorty as a major investment. So yeah, just one weapon that's been brought out from the side of Team Punish. They want to deal with this A take. Anaadi Army are ready. Cortex gets the opener, gets straight out. Webby also. The judge now falls into the hands of Anaadi, and Lost is just going ham with the Spectre healing his teammates as well. So 2 players alive on this defense, both of them converging together, looking to get towards the bomb side. But this is such a difficult round to win given the circumstances these defenders find themselves.
Oh, Solo, he's trying to clear out that shower area. He's walking in, the horns come in. Will be destroyed, not giving much information. Just trying to damage, but Paradox survived, and Doctor taking down the other player. Brimstone lineup as well as a bit of insurance, and 11-3, 1 away from match point. This is going to be a buy round for the side of Team Punished, and again it's an 11-3 score line, so it doesn't really matter if the side of Anaadi Army lose out the next couple of rounds because of the lack of buys, because of the difference in economy. That's fine because they have so much room to work with. Again, Team Punished have to win 8 rounds in a row to try and deny that match point, to try and deny overtime. But right now, I mean, if you give them the option, I believe they'll even take overtime rather than have to go through all that. But regardless, I think Anaadi Army know that this is the situation they're in. That is the advantage they have to play with. But oh, here comes the peak. INQ with the Phantom takes him down. Shower control yet to be established with Vibe. He's trying to take control, trying to regain that position. He's got a judge. He will be walking in. There's still players in the side though. There's still players that can go for a quick retake. As INQ holding onto his elbow. As he has to TP. The stun was coming in from the breach. Kel'Thuzad will be walking in. He has teammates to work with us. Solo will be getting a frag on the place. They have taken control of the side, but they're all playing the post plans. The Doxer gets one onto Big Daddy Koi. They're gonna jump in. Solo, he doesn't check the angles. Vibe gets one, but he's gonna be taken out as well. It's all onto the one player. The Faye, and he's inside. The Prey ultimate even used up. That's a bit overkill in my opinion. And INQ, he just walks into it. He doesn't even
Match
care at
point.
this point. 12 and 3. One away from victory, one away from winning this series, and what a victory it would be from Anaadi Army. Coming in from the first map where they were looking so weak, they were looking so inconsistent, and they were looking so non-aggressive. Now look at them. Now they're taking these fights. Now they're taking initiative, and they're it's just not like they've become crazy in aggression. They're playing smartly as well, and that just shows how a team can grow, even if it's within like a 3-match series. Changes might come. Teams might fix their problems.
Yeah. It seems like Anaadi Army, they've fixed almost all of them and they've fixed themselves a spot in the in the group stages. Sorry. I mean, these are, not the grand finals, but the finals nonetheless of the wild card. So, Team Punish, 9 consecutive rounds. What happens here? The attackers are taking their time. They don't want to do anything. For Team Punished, every single round is do or die. They don't really care about the economy. They don't really care about what they can afford, what they can't. It's just every single round give it their all. So 3 defenders stacked towards the A side. I don't think Anaadi are looking to execute that just yet, or at the very least, they want to get that entry that they've been looking for time and time again. But right now, they haven't gotten much. And we're waiting it out. Alright, it is going to be the Prowler. It is going to be the Satchel. Just judge shut down by a fellow judge. Team Punished all in with these judges.
Strike
They're
down
looking
A.
to pass out the verdict.
30
They're
seconds
looking
left.
to give a life sentence to an Anaadi Army. And for now, they've stopped AA in their tracks. 20 seconds now. The attackers have got to make a move.
Try and smoke this out, but again, Cortez with the Tour de Force finds one. Trade comes in with the Headhunter. Oh, Parrot stuck with
10
the
seconds left.
haunt in his hands. The Stinger will be able to take him down.
I'm a
Rockstar,
good
he's got to
shot.
find a multi-kill. He's only got so much time to
I
do
have the
so.
spike.
He can try and recover the spike, but Solo, he's trying to jump around to get that frag. Instead, he's going to TPO and try and save the gun. 12 and 4. 8 more rounds needed to take it to overtime. Team Punished are pushing through, but how long can you push? They have enough money to go for a buy again. Just barely. But the army as well, they're active on their money as well. They can go for the buys as well. And INQ's got his hands on that Tour de Force. And he's gonna be a menace with that thing.
Oh, on defense, you betcha. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You want to
On
play?
attack.
Let's
Yeah.
play.
On defense, though, it can be a lot more potent, but IonQ will have
Never
to.
know with him.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that he's ready to be the entry fragger. You've seen him play every single role. We just saw him on the map of Haven as that Jet. And even here, he wants to get that entry kill. So, Seekers come out, Tristan the bomb side, initial angles are cleared, Spike can now be planted. Team Punished on their retake, the Brimstone swings wide through the smoke, doesn't get one just yet, but lost! What a
Oh, there
headshot!
we go.
Twist with another,
Oh, there we
Cortez
go.
goes down, Team Punished! Down to 2 players. And now it's all down to Kawhi. He's there towards a shot.
No one's
He
looking
sees
at him,
one
though.
player. One kill for him. All hopes rely on this breach. Flash and peek. One more. Kawhi's in it. But IonQ with a headshot.
Win.
Shoots Team Punished out of the Challenger Series. What
Yep.
a best of 3. Oh.
That was a series ad. I mean, again, the matches didn't really look close in a lot of the score lines, but you got to think about it. How these teams came in from the map of Icebox, how this match is sort of an evolution of the playstyle of these teams. They became from playing really passive and really aggressive to playing more smarter, playing more
Yeah.
methodically, and trying some new stuff. Not that it always worked out, but you always have to appreciate when a team is trying something new, trying to work something and figure out a new strategy. And that's what both of these sides did. Not that it always helped them out, not that it was successful, but that's where Valorant is. You have to try new stuff. You have to come up with new strategies, new agent composition. It doesn't make sense for a non-duelist composition to exist,
Yeah.
right? But why not give it a shot? Why not try it out? That's what they did, and maybe it wasn't a success. Maybe there were some kinks they needed to work out, but it was fun and it was an interesting thing to see. It's been a bit of a learning experience as well to try and see if you can make compositions like that viable. And I'm a little bit convinced after watching both the teams teams perform. I'm gonna have more thought about that maybe in the future. But yeah, that
True.
was a series. That was really fun to see. That was, I mean, I hope you guys had as much as fun as we had, honestly, because it was a blast to see
Mhm.
some of the plays.
Oh man, these plays they were really, really intense. I mean, having a look at Icebox at Haven, the amount of clutches we saw, 4Ks, 3Ks, a couple of aces here and there, headshots galore, the operators, the tour de force, every single time these players gave it their all. They played their hearts out. Let's have a look at the highlights of the map of Bind. Let's go through round by round what we saw, but this was just Anaadi army really being in their element. You would imagine at this stage a lot more of a closer fight, a lot more teams, um,
Remaining.
a couple of mistakes being made here and there, but no, Anaadi, they were looking really, really good. Kills go in their favor, rounds go in their favor, results are quite good, but
Enemy remaining.
man, ah, team punish, tough luck for their side.
Yeah, everything was going really well from them, starting from the first map. This is the second map. From the time they changed the agent composition to this next one, where I mean, honestly, it's just their entry potential was not working out as well as it should have. They have pretty much the same agent composition as their opponents. It's just that they didn't find the success in the first round. The entries, sorry, the defense from the side of now the army was just that much more stronger in the first half. They're making very weird entries. They're not making proper decisions. And look at those empty peaks from a player like Vibe giving away a couple of frags like that. It's huge. And it's just that side of Anaadi army were turned on as well. They were switched on. Their aim was on point. They're playing so sharply, and just combined with the fact that maybe there was a certain amount of mental taxation for the part of Team Punished. Possibly, like, you can't really, see that from the gameplay. There possibly might have been something like that, but regardless, that could have been a factor that might have caused them to lose that. Oh, what a shot, though, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
From INQ, possibly, I think.
I mean,
Doing so well
I
on
know for a
Tamer.
fact. Yeah, I know for a fact that our social media will have so many of these shots already. The highlights, really. I mean, already we are having a look at the highlights. Look at that. For Icebox Haven and Bind, the highlights were so long. Can only imagine selecting the best out of them. But Bind was relatively shorter than our previous maps that we saw 13-9, 13-10. Now this was over 13 and 4. Only took 17 rounds, but still excellent performances. IonQ yet again dropping another 20 kills and 5 deaths, a KD of 4 for him. Good God, that's something. Trist 1911, yeah, everyone in Anaadi, just such good performances. As for the side of Team Punish, we expected a little better from their players, a little more stepping up. I mean, Cortez, he had gotten what, 21, 22, 23, something along the lines of that. That many amount of kills on Haven. Now 8 and 16. Solo as well, not having the best of the days, having a bottom table performance, 3 and 15. You wanted and everyone expected a lot more from the side of Team Punish, but unfortunately for them and for all of their fans on Bind, they fell short. But for one team, it's an unfortunate situation, but for another, it's the best that they could be in. Anari Army are now in the group stages. Believe it or not, let's have a look at the final map, at the final best of three we have seen before the group stages. It was Icebox. Punished took the win 13 and 9, but what a comeback right here from Anadi Army. 13-10, 13-4. They take out the BO3 for themselves.
Indeed, and you gotta applaud a performance like that, and especially on the second half of Icebox, we were looking at them and we are like, okay, this isn't something you want to see, especially that kind of a drop of performance from the first half. They're looking so good on defense and then on attack, the huge change of pace, and from
Yep.
maybe I think Team Punish won a bunch of rounds in a row. We were talking about this. I remember you saying this, and it definitely was something demoralizing. I was thinking maybe how do another army come back from this? How do they maintain that initial form into the follow-up
Yep.
matches? But they did. They were able to come up with the agent composition. They were able to exploit the weaknesses of their opponents, and that gave them all the advantage they needed. That gave them the rounds they needed to continue through. And basically, I guess it sort of also helped their opponents to crumble a little bit. They were
Yeah.
also losing their morale. These entries weren't working out. Honestly, on Bind, I couldn't find much mistakes. They were using the breach stuns, they're using the utilities. It's just that maybe the gunfights were the main point. It's just maybe that
Mm-hmm.
the side of AA might have just become absolute demons at aiming. They're all aimbotting around and stuff like Lost was with the Sky. It could all be that, but again, in the end, the scoreline might not seem like that. But these teams, it was such a close affair as a
True.
BO3, not as a singular match. As a BO3, it was a very intense fight.
Absolutely. And yeah, tough luck for the side of Team Punished. But this does conclude our wildcard. This concludes the qualifiers, the wildcard. Now, the only thing we have remaining, the group stages. 8 of the best teams in South Asia at the moment fighting it out against each other. Top 4 will be securing a spot in the LAN event taking place on the 12th, 13th, and 14th of August in Bangalore. Again, description, free tickets to the event. You can be there all 3 of the days, watch your favorite players, meet them, meet your favorite content creators, and so much more to offer. Make sure don't miss it out. It is going to be the biggest gaming and esports festival in India in 2022. But overall, what a day it's been here at the Esports Club. Amazing matches we have seen. Once more, one final time, you can find products from our lovely sponsors in the description. Laptops powered by AMD Ryzen mobile processors, Windows 11. Of course, everyone knows about Windows. And then, of course, you've got the NVMe SSDs from Crucial. And for non-stop entertainment from your favorite streamers, your favorite games, Loco is always there. We'll be taking a leave here at the Esports Club. This stream will be coming to an end very, very soon. Tomorrow, no Valorant matches, but make sure you're subscribed. We'll have so many more matches. We'll have different titles and we have different IPs going on. We have the grand final of Rainbow Six Siege coming up. It's going to be the El Clasico of that genre right there. Don't miss it out. It's going to be amazing. I can vouch for sure. But right here, wildcards are done. Everything comes to an end. So all of us here, the Challenger Series, will be seeing you on the 25th of July, day after tomorrow. Stay tuned. Keep watching. Till then, take care and bye-bye.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.